And welcome to the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at beautiful Cantines Field in Saugerties, New York. I am Biko Scala.
And I'm Curtis Jorgensen.
And we've got a good matchup for you tonight here between the Saugerties Stallions and the Glens Falls Dragons. Katie Hofstadter just finished up the national anthem, and we're just about ready to get baseball going after the first pitch is thrown out.
Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, it was tuned in at 7 o'clock. Yeah, but
that's why you got your problem. Hopefully you're good now.
You are getting readings? All right, we are.
All right, looks like we're back on air. So we had some technical difficulties there for you, but we're back now, and so for all the things you missed, we'll do it real quick. I'm Curtis Jorgensen.
I'm Biko Scala.
And there was a little bit of a rain delay here at Cantine tonight, and got the game going underway about 7:20. And great job by the Cantine crew. They only getting this game going about a half hour late. It was pouring here for a while. It looked real gloomy. Didn't look like the Stallions were going to get their game in, but the Cantine crew made sure that the Stallions were still able to play some ball tonight.
Yep, Nick Massa on the mound for the Stallions has already struck out the leadoff man, Brian Uliana, and then got Matt Hamill to pop out to Tyler Kelder right behind Massa on the mound. Now he's facing the catcher, Anthony Viglica, and it's a 1-2 count on Anthony. Just missed low there with the 1-2 count, now 2-2.
Yep, so two quick outs by Massa. Going right at these Glens Falls batters.
Little backdoor breaking ball there, but Viglica able to spoil it, so the count's still 2-2. Nick Massa, as we were saying when we did not have sound, has been off to a tremendous start for the Stallions. The righty out of Manhattan College in Shrewsbury, New Jersey. And there's a swing and a miss. He gets a 1-2-3 here in the first, and the Stallions are coming to hit. It'll be Campana, Pedersen, and Feinstein, the usual suspects for the Stallions, and we'll get through everything else you didn't get on a pregame.
Yeah, right. We were talking a whole lot, said a whole lot of good stuff, and you couldn't hear any of it, unfortunately. And so we're going to try and recap what we said before right now. I'll go through the Stallions lineup real quick for them, because that's something I did. And so as Biko said, leading off, playing center field, number 14, Nick Campana. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 3, Luke Pedersen. Batting third, playing right field, number 23, Matt Feinstein. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 24, Jack Gonzalez. Batting fifth, DHing for the night, number 35, Andrew Taft. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 20, Tyler Kelder. Batting seventh, playing left field, number 5, Pat LaGravenese. Batting eighth, doing the catching for the night, number 2, Sim Rousseau. And cleaning it up in the 9 spot, second baseman, number 8, Jeff Palcheski.
And as you saw, Nick Massa, the man on the mound for the Stallions, he got the 1-2-3 first. That's his 20th inning of the year already for Saugerties. Coming into the game, he'd thrown 19, only 13 hits and 7 runs, as well as only walking 4 batters while striking out 15. He's got a 2-1 record, so he's been fantastic so far. College for the Stallions this summer.
And on the mound, the Glens Falls Dragons, and he is out of Levittown, New York. Post.
Yeah,
Varela. 22 1/3 innings for the Dragons, and so he's been he's not off to quite the start Massa is having, and looking to drop that
against a Stallions team that really been hitting the ball well. Luke Pedersen, Matt Feinstein are all on tears, and up and down the order. I mean, even Sam Russo has been red hot since his 2 games coming off of the DL. And
so Campana's going to walk up to the plate as the catcher for Glens Falls, Anthony Viglica, having a little chat with Varela before the start of the inning.
Campana, another Stallion who has been off to a terrific start this summer. And he's hit. First pitch from Varela puts Campana on first base. That's trouble for Glens Falls with Pedersen coming up and Campana, a guy who can run.
Yeah, not the ideal start you want from Varela. His first pitch just drills him right in the back, not even close to being a strike. And so he's dug himself a little bit of a hole already, only on 1 pitch into the game. And so he's going to have to try and dig himself back out of it here against Luke Pedersen.
Campana over on first base, 4 for 6 on the year in stolen base attempts.
And Pedersen at the plate out of Minnetonka, Minnesota. He will be going into his senior year at University of Minnesota this upcoming season.
Yeah, Pedersen fresh off leading the entire Big Ten in batting average, batted over 350, which is no small feat.
And Campana off a little early. And what a wacky turn of events that was.
Yeah, Nick Campana trying to get a great jump on Varela. He's an aggressive base runner. He loves going on one of the first 2 pitches, and he just took off too early. And then when he was going to get back to first in time, but the throw from Phoenix Hernandez was not able to be handled by Ryan Beamish.
A little askew on that one. And
so it's an E6.
Looks like it could have been an easy out there for the Dragons and making up for that first pitch hit by pitch. And it actually turns into an extra base for Nick Campana. So now already a runner in scoring position for the Stallions. And still there are 2, 3, 4 batters coming up.
Yeah, and the weird thing is that's the 3rd time in 3 games that has happened to Campana. It's happened against 2 righties and a lefty for him, as Pedersen swings through that one, which you understand on a lefty. He was caught by Pepio from the Albany Dutchman, but twice he's been trying to jump the gun on righty pitchers, and he has been caught. But luckily for Campana and the Stallions, he was able to get out of that one.
Yeah, that one worked out for him, but definitely going to want to try and time it a little better. It's one thing to try and get a good jump, but you also, you don't want to jump too early and just give yourself away like that.
As I mentioned, Pedersen coming off leading the Big Ten in batting average. He's been having a great summer as well, coming in hitting .311. Also coming off of a 4-hit night last night where he scored 3 runs and had the walk-off single to bring home Nick Campana. Now on a low ground ball to short, Campana able to get to third, but Pedersen thrown out for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, so Pedersen got out, but definitely he did his job though. Right there, man on second, moved him over to third. That's about as good as a bunt. And so even though that's an out, it's a productive out. And sets up Matt Feinstein for a possible RBI opportunity. And Feinstein at the plate, the right fielder, out of Old Brookville, New York. And he's playing for Dartmouth College. He'll be a junior this upcoming season.
Glens Falls playing back, so a ground ball would score Campana from third to any infielder, as even the corners are back.
Yeah, just gotta put it in play really, and he'll have an RBI.
The 0-1, another foul ball. It's a quick 0-2 count on Feinstein. Feinstein's shown a terrific rate this year. He's third in the league with his 20 walks. 12 on base percentage.
Even with 2 strikes, if he's confident it'll be a ball, he'll take it, and usually he's been getting the calls.
Feinstein doesn't chase the high fastball. Their count now 1-2.
And I like that pitch there from Varela. If you get the guy 0-2, you don't want to give him anything good to hit. So a little high fastball, see if you can get him to chase. That's one of the hardest pitches in baseball to hit, getting your hands up there. And so definitely not a bad waste there by Varela.
He put it in the air, but not close to far enough to store. Up to Jack and
Popped up right there. So if you're gonna have a guy,
and this Wednesday he hit the go-ahead guy single in the bottom of the 8th against this very Falls.
Does over on third base if he gives him the takes.
You have him swinging here.
Yeah, if it's a nice pitch, you might as well. With the free base, that's not the worst base open there. Shortstop or second baseman. Second, but also, Gonzalez get past him, and there's no easy feat as well.
Now Taft, leader of the Stallions for everyone who can qualify for batting average, hitting .367, which is 5th in the league, and he hits a little number towards third. It's going to be a tough play. It's fielded, thrown across the diamond, in time to get Taft. Good play over there by Brandon Torres, and Varela able to escape a first and third jam. After one full inning of play, it's Still scoreless here from the Morris Computer Broadcast booth at Cantines Field. We're heading to the second.
And what do you say we show off a little our promotion for the night, Beeks?
Yeah, we've got a giveaway as usual, and tonight it's one of these really nice white Stallions hats.
Yeah, it looks. We got black ones and white ones. We've given away a few black ones already, so we figured we'd switch it up and give you this nice white hat. And Biko's wearing it right now. He's only a little bit sweaty, so you can kind of consider it game worn.
It's a humid night tonight, Kurt.
It's been worn during a game. We can say that. It's not by one of the players, but by our broadcaster Biko Scalo, which is, I mean, that's just as good, really.
Good for something.
And so all you guys got to do to win this is comment on this post. Me and Biko chose a predetermined number before the game, and if you're that number, comment. Then we'll DM you or something. We'll get in contact with you in some way, and we'll ship the hat right to you, and you can get some free Stallions merchandise just for watching our broadcast.
Yeah, and
it's a real good deal for you guys.
And while you're commenting, we would love it if you could share and like the broadcast as well. Every share and every like, every comment helps. It's only the third year of the Saugerties Stallions being an organization, and from no broadcast to a radio broadcast last year to this fantastic TV broadcast, thanks to Dave Morris and Morris Computers.
Yeah, really moving up in the world quickly, and it's in part due to the big showing we had last year on the radio broadcast. A lot of people really enjoyed that. Came, tuned in game after game, and so we figured we'd upgrade for them a little bit and give them some video as well. So it's the support from you guys that keeps us going. And so while you're commenting for the hat, if you could, as Biko said, like and share this post as well, we would really appreciate it.
Ryan Beamish, the first baseman for Glens Falls, steps in against Massa and takes a fastball for a called strike. Thank you so much to Roy Bisignano for absolutely liking the heck out of this.
all sorts of emojis flying across the screen right now.
That one misses high, so the count now 1-1 on Beamish.
And Beamish, the first baseman out of Brentwood, Tennessee. And he's going to be a junior at Lee College this upcoming season.
He's got a 1-2 count on him. He comes in hitting .229. As he's 11 for 48. He's able to spoil that breaking ball, though.
So Massa taking his time up there. Looks like him and Sam Rousseau had a little disagreement about what pitch to throw, but he finally decides.
Yeah, good fastball at the knees, but Beamish able to spoil that one as well. So the count remains 1-2. Massa got a 1-2-3 first, 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. Here comes the third 1-2. It's a little breaking ball blooped into foul territory and just out of the reach of Tyler Kelder, who gave it a good run, but needed one more step to be able to even take a dive towards that one.
And Beamish just fouling the ball off pretty much in the same spot every time. Just over at that first base side. Can't manage to put one in fair play.
Yeah, and the 1-2.
We'll see what he does on his fourth pitch at 1-2.
It's a high fastball, foul tipped into the glove of Sam Russo. So 4 batters faced for Russo, 3 strikeouts so far. And that'll bring up the DH, Dan Lowndes.
Yeah, Lowndes, the DH, tonight out of Poughkeepsie, New York. And he's going to go into his senior year at Siena College this upcoming season.
Fastball up and in. Lowndes has to matrix out of it a little bit. Comes in only hitting 164 so far this year as he's 9 for 55. Good backdoor breaking ball there, but it just misses, so the count now 2-0.
Yeah, it looks like maybe if Rousseau had caught that one cleanly, he would have had a better shot at being called a strike. But it looks like it might have crossed him up a little bit.
Big swing and miss on the 2-0 though, so the count now 2-1. Lowndes actually comes in last in the PGCBL for qualifying batters and slugging percentage at 167.
So not a lot of power coming out of Lowndes.
Yeah, so far this year, his nine hits, all singles. Does have 6 RBIs, though. He fouls the 3-1 pitch back, and the count now full at 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch from Massa. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 5 batters face, 4 strikeouts. And there's 2 away here in the top of the second, and it'll bring up the left fielder, Alex Phillips.
Number 16, Alex Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips, the left fielder, coming up to the plate out of Louisville, Kentucky. So he's quite a ways from home, and he's going to be going into his junior year at Bellarmine College.
It's a weak fly ball into left, but LaGravenese is able to catch it on the run in between him and Pedersen, and another 1-2-3 inning and 2 more strikeouts for Nick Massa, who's all smiles with Sam Russo coming into the dugout. Stallions still looking to be the first team on the board in the bottom of the second, as we are done with 1.5 from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field.
Yeah, game going pretty quick here tonight. Both pitchers pitching really quickly, not taking a lot of time in between the pitches, and getting quick outs.
It's what you love to see on a game that was delayed by rain. So far, Massa and Varela able to make up on lost time.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the guys, as it was raining, definitely didn't seem like they were into it. It was a pretty somber broadcast booth up here. We were talking to some of the guys. They got rained out, I believe, last night against Oneonta. They made the trip
after they made the 2-hour drive.
About hour 45 drive to Oneonta, only to get there, see that the field is flooded, and then it started raining even more, and so just to turn around, come right back. So they're all real tired from that, and then having to wait another half hour tonight, and it could have been longer. It could have been another hour and a half before we got this game started. A lot of the guys were just ready to call it a night, but
yeah.
Fortunately, it cleared up relatively early, and we got this game underway only a half hour late.
And Viglica throws down to second, so we'll get the bottom of the second inning underway. It'll be red-hot Tyler Kelder step up to the box as it's 6, 7, 8 here in the bottom of the second. Kelder, LaGravenese, and then Russo. Kelder coming off of a 3-for-5 night with 2 doubles, a line drive single, and also a line out to third.
Yeah, Kelder playing third base tonight out of Kingston, New York. And he's straight out of high school this year. Going to be a freshman at St. Bonaventure University this upcoming season.
Yeah, he'll be joining a former Kingston teammate and a former 2-year Stallion man in Micah Riddick up at St. Bonaventure. The 0-2. Ground ball in between short and third. It's going to be a tough play there for Hernandez. Throw across the diamond just in time to get Kelder. Great play by Phoenix Hernandez.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't hit real hard, so he didn't have a lot of time to spare in that one. And a beautiful backhand. Nice. Planted that back foot. Nice strong throw to first base to get the out. So good job by Phoenix Hernandez on that one.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Pat LaGravenese.
Yeah, LaGravenese out of St. James, New York. And he'll be going into his junior year at the University of Albany this upcoming season.
Pat comes in hitting .245 on the year. He's 12 for 48. He does have a double in that big triple that was ruled a triple, though all the Stallions thought was a home run. That one's absolutely ripped to right field. Oh, but a great catch in right by Dalton Ney. Over the shoulder catch, running back to the wall. That one was absolutely tattooed by Pat.
Yeah, I thought it was going to get over his head. Unfortunately, Dalton Ney just managed to throw his glove up there just in time and snag that for the out. And so Varela getting a lot of defensive help this inning. Definitely, he's throwing the outs. They're hitting him at the fielders, but you still got to make the plays after that. And so far, 2 for 2.
Sam Russo steps in and tries to hold up, but goes around, so it's an 0-1 count on the Stallions catcher. Yeah, that one was absolutely tattooed by LaGravenese, and that's when you hate as a hitter, when you really rip it.
That's one of the most frustrating feelings you can get. But as a pitcher, that's a great feeling, knowing that that your team has your back on some of those, even when it's not hit right to them, they can still manage to make the outs. And so Sam Rousseau, the hitter right now, doing the catching for the night. He's out of Canton, Ohio, and going into his junior year at Butler.
Russo takes a breaking ball called strike 3, so a nice 1-2-3 inning there for Varela. And after 2 innings, no score here from the Morris Computer broadcast booth at Cantines Field in Saugerties, New York. We're heading to the top of the 3rd.
Another quick half inning there.
Yeah, another quick half inning, and this one's flying by already. Varela and Massa, yeah. Caught in a pitcher's duel. Massa so far has faced the minimum. He's struck out 4 of 6. Varela got into a 1st and 3rd jam in the 1st, but then with a little help from his D, got a nice 1-2-3 inning there.
Yeah. And so I'll take this time to do a little plug for our sponsorships. If you are a business owner or if you own a business.
Don't worry, Kurt. I've been saying it the same way the past 2 nights.
Yeah, good. Even when I'm not here, you got to differentiate between the two. So if you're either or and you would like to be a sponsor for the Stallions, please contact us in any way, whether it be DM through Facebook or I believe there's a number on the Facebook or on the Saugerties Stallions page that you can call, or an email, or even if you want to comment on this post, we'll get in contact with you if you show the interest. It's a great opportunity for everybody. We've got all sorts of signs around the field, or you can sponsor different plays that happen during the game, and me and Biko will give shout-outs to your business, or really whatever you want. We can get real creative with it, and just if you show the interest, it's a fantastic all-around win-win situation. Get a lot of exposure for your business through our broadcasts and all the fans that show up to these games, and also you could be a part of this Stallions family and support a local baseball team that's really been thriving. Been making a lot of noise here in Saugerties.
Oh yeah, it's been great for the community having these Stallions here now in the 3rd year of existence. As Sam Russo is thrown down to 2nd, and we'll get the top of the 3rd underway. It's 7-8-9 for Glens Falls, Hernandez, Ney, and then Torres. Phoenix, the shortstop, coming off that nice play to get out Tyler Kelder in the bottom of the 2nd.
Yeah, Hernandez out of Brooklyn, New York. And he's going to be a sophomore at Southern New Hampshire University this upcoming season.
Phoenix comes in hitting .203, just above the Mendoza line. He nubs that one back to Massa, who will flip on to Gonzalez in time. And there's one out here in the top of the 3rd.
And that one, actually a little scarier than it could have been. Those, I know, me being a pitcher back in high school and everything, those are actually some of the toughest balls to throw as a pitcher, because you're out there throwing as hard as you can, and then all of a sudden you get a little nubber. You got to throw it 30 feet over to first base, and it's actually harder than you'd think.
Dalton Ney,
unless you fire it over there.
Dalton Ney, the right fielder, steps in. Yeah, you see major leaguers. That's kind of the toughest throw for a lot of them all the time.
I mean, switching it up from a full windup, and then you're throwing the ball as hard as you can, and to just a little, a tiny little throw over to first base. It's definitely kind of tough to do, and you see, as you said, a lot of major leaguers have trouble with it. John Lester coming to mind, being a major one. He can't even pick people off, or he'll throw it way over the first baseman's head. So he's pretty much eliminated that from his game altogether.
Dalton Ney's got a 3-1 count, and he flies this one out into center field. Nick Campana takes a nice trot over and towards left and makes the catch. So there's 2 outs now here in the top of the 3rd. That'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Brandon Torres.
3rd baseman, number 20, Brandon Torres.
Yeah, Torres out of Highland Mills, New York. And he'll be a senior at SUNY Oneonta this upcoming season.
Torres, by far the most standout hitter on Glens Falls so far, comes in hitting .383, well above any of his teammates. He takes a breaking ball called strike. He's 18 for 47, 3 doubles, a home run, 6 RBIs, and 8 walks so far on the year. He's got 2 breaking balls in a row, and he's got a quick 0-2 count against Massa.
Yeah, and I love that call there from Massa. I saw that the first curveball really worked well for him and kind of stunned Torres up there, and so he decided to, no funny business, came right back at him with another one.
Another breaking ball. That one grounded to Pedersen at short. Throw across the diamond in time, and another 1-2-3 inning for Nick Massa. And at the end of 2.5 innings, it's still scoreless here from Cantine Field in the Morris broadcast booth. We're heading to the bottom of the third. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Stallions.
And what do you think, Beast? You want to go through some of these comments?
Oh, for sure.
See what our viewers have to say.
Any of these comments could be the winner of our White Stallions hat.
You're right. So keep telling us how you feel in any way you want. Tell us what you think of us, what you think of the team, what you think of the world, how your day went. Whatever you want. We're happy to hear it, and you could get a shout out. Tina Rousseau Nardessa is saying, "Is this Sammy's team?"
It is Sammy's team.
And I'm assuming she's talking about Sam Rousseau.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's the catcher for the Stallions right now. So Tina, this is in fact Sammy's team, and so you tuned into the right place.
Also great to see Tom tuning in from Hong Kong, the foreign exchange student who did the national anthem on sax a couple times here at Cantine.
Yeah, Tom really took Saugerties by storm. Came in here for the year, and everyone, from what I've heard, everyone just absolutely loved the guy.
Oh yeah, and still tuning in from the other side of the world.
I was gonna say, still making people smile from all the way in China.
It's the power of Tom.
That's the power of Tom. You can't be denied.
Rory Bizignano said he'll send Tom the hat if he wins it. That's good, Rory, because I think that's going to cost probably 5 times as much as the hat costs.
And Amy Cobb Mills saying, "Thanks for these live broadcasts. So fun to watch when I can't get the game, and we're happy to be doing this for you. Both me and Biko are going to Syracuse, and we're in the communications program, trying to get into some sports broadcasting or something like that. And so this is just as good of an experience for us as it is for you. We're getting a lot of great experience right here in our hometown, and so it's a really win-win for everyone."
Jeff Palczewski, the second baseman, will lead off the bottom of the third. He took a fastball just below the knees for a ball and then foul-tipped that one off. So it's a 1-1 count on Varela. Palczewski, and then the lineup flips over to Campana and Pedersen, as that one's grounded foul. It's a 1-2 count on the Stallions' second baseman.
Yeah, Palczewski, the second baseman tonight out of West Seneca, New York. And he's coming off of his freshman year at the University of Buffalo. And unfortunately, he's going to have to find another place to play next year, as the Buffalo program decided to cut baseball.
That one's a nubber to Hernandez over at short, but Palczewski able to beat it out. So that's an infield single to start off the bottom of the third, and that also puts the Stallions leader in stolen bases on first base as well.
Yeah, love to see the hustle out of Palczewski on that. Knew it was a soft ground ball and just really busted it over to first base as soon as he hit it, right out of the box. And just managed to beat it by about a half a step.
So Palczewski on first for Campana. Campana got hit on the only pitch he's seen tonight, and he rips that one down the left field line, but foul. Campana, now that he's seen a strike tonight, ready to hit.
Yeah, absolutely rocketed that one down the third base line. Just has to straighten it out a little bit. But you'll love to see the aggression out of him.
Here's the 0-1 to Nick. That one hit into center field, but Brian Uliana is back, and he will make the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the third. Something that I didn't even register when it happened is that base hit for Palczewski was the first for either team tonight.
Yeah, so not a lot of offense going on so far. But we'll see with the lack of base runners tonight, we'll see what Tommy Whitaker does over on third. see if, as you said, Palczewski, the leader for the Stallions in stolen bases, which, I mean, isn't too much, as the Stallions, I believe, only have 18 on the season, which is good for dead last in the PGCBL. So not a whole lot of funny business going on the bases for Whitaker, but and actually, there goes Voglica, tries to throw it back to Varela, and it sails right over his head and hits the field umpire right in the foot.
Yeah, he nailed Chris Smith out there, and it's really something else, because Chris Smith, when these two teams met Wednesday, got hit in the face with a bat, got hit in the nether regions with a ball, and then got hit in the face with a ball. And even though he's not behind the plate tonight, he's still getting hit. So
Stallions, both teams really out to get him.
He's got to have Delvecchia and Kraft in his back pocket.
Absolutely, getting hit by all these baseballs definitely needs an injury attorney at law.
Luke Pedersen in there quickly with an 0-2 count after the foul ball into the Stallions bullpen and one over the backstop behind home. He's 0 for 1 on the night with a ground out to short.
You really feel bad for the guy. He wasn't even looking. He was looking out in the stands or something, and all of a sudden, just a baseball drills him right in the foot. Doesn't seem to have affected him too much, but that still probably doesn't tickle out there.
Here's the 0-2 to Pedersen. Ground ball to third. On to second, 1 over to first, not in time to get the speedy Pedersen. So it's a fielder's choice, and Luke will replace Palczewski over at first. And that'll bring up the Stallions right fielder, Matt Feinstein. Sorry.
Jeff's running back to the dugout as we speak.
That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, Feinstein, 0 for 1 on the night. He popped out to second base in his last at bat. And a really unfortunate pop out as well, as the Stallions had a real good scoring. That was probably the best chance for either team to score on the night. Man on third, 1 out. And unfortunately, the pop up wasn't enough to get Campana in from third.
Pedersen over at first, 3 for 4 on the year in stolen base attempts. When I said Palczewski was the leader in steals, I was mixing him up with Pat LaGravenese. Palczewski hasn't actually attempted a stolen base at all this year.
All
Pat
right,
LaGravenese is 5 for 7.
So just a bit off on that one.
Just 5 steals off.
Yeah, either way, as I was saying, not many steals coming from the Stallions. 18, which is they're now tied for dead last. We're dead last all year, and they finally caught up to another team, but still not great. Glens Falls is 5th in the league with 40 stolen bases, so they like to run a little bit more than the Stallions do.
Pedersen dancing off of first, and he draws a balk from Varela, and he knew it too. He was kind of dancing towards second, and as soon as Varela stepped off with the wrong foot, Pedersen said, "Hey, look, that was a balk," and
the umpire agreed.
Chris Smith agreed.
And looks like the Dragons coach coming out to argue this one.
Yeah, Cameron Curler. Wednesday night when these two teams met, didn't come out to argue a whole lot, but towards the end of the game, he was fed up with Tom Whitaker arguing as Whitaker's watching with his hands on his hips. But Curler will go back after a quick explanation from
Yeah,
Smith.
and I definitely have to agree. It looks like a balk. Pedersen over there, took a couple hops off first base, and it just got in Varela's head, and he didn't really know what to do, so he stepped off, but as you said, stepped off with the wrong foot. And so it's gonna give a free base to Pedersen. And now Feinstein with another chance to put the Stallions on the board for the first time in this game.
Yeah, he's got a 1-0 count with Pedersen on second, and he swings and misses at that one below the knees. So the count now 1-1. Feinstein, as well as being up there in walks and runs scored, he's also 3rd in the league with a .512 on base percentage, and 5th with those 21 runs scored, just behind Nick Campana with 22, who's 4th in the league.
And a great eye there from Feinstein. Looks real close. Tough pitch to take, but as you were saying before, Feinstein, 3rd in the league with 20 walks, and it's pitches like that. That's why he's done so well.
That one, though, a check swing, and Varela's actually going to beat Feinstein to the bag. Feinstein was kind of taking his time, and he's actually chatting with Varela as the Glens Falls pitcher leaves the field, so he's able to get Feinstein on the check swing grounder to himself, and Pedersen stranded on second base after 3 full innings of play. Still scoreless here from the Morris Computer Broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. And we're heading to the top of the 4th.
And I see Desiree Miles Pease saying this is the first time ever I'm watching a game, and we're glad to have you, Desiree. It's nice to get some new viewers out there. We've got a lot of our loyal fans here tonight. John Campana and Eric Schuer and a whole bunch of other people we see pretty much every night we have a game, but it's nice to get some new ones as well.
Yeah, Eric Schuer says the baseball gods are sending Chris Smith a message. Eric Schuer literally always makes me smile. He comes on every broadcast.
Oh, he's got some fantastic comments.
You're really unstoppable, eh?
Every single night. And I think he's right about that one. I mean, Chris Smith, you were saying, had some tough umpiring.
He had a tough night Wednesday night, and I mean, besides really getting harassed by the Stallions crowd and Tom Whitaker, he also just got bombarded by bats and balls.
So baseball god, yeah, Schuer's right. Baseball gods are saying, you know what? Maybe it's time you call it quits. And so just keep getting hit with baseballs until he finally gets the message. But so far, it looks like he's back out there to ump the rest of the game. So hasn't gotten through to him quite yet.
Yeah, he's not discouraged by the message from the baseball gods, as it'll be 1-2-3 here in the top of the 4th. So far, Nick Massa's faced the minimum. He's got 4 strikeouts. Uliana in his first at-bat was one of those victims. He came up and had a 3-pitch strikeout to start the game. He gets a breaking ball called strike.
I didn't get to it last time, but Uliana, the center fielder out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and he's going to go into his senior season at Rider College.
Yeah, Uliana's been one of the best hitters for Glens Falls this year. Comes in hitting .308. He has the most at-bats on the team. He's also played the most games with 20. He's been their everyday guy out in center and their everyday leadoff man as well. The 0-2 bounces in the dirt, and the count's 1-2.
Yeah, absolutely. Uliana playing pretty well for the Dragons. But Dragons as a whole not hitting fantastic, as they only have a .240 average as a team compared to the Stallions, who were 3rd in the league with .271.
2-2 to Uliana. Another breaking ball. Uliana takes a good hack at it and is able to foul it off, so count will stay at 2-2. Yeah, so far on the year, Glens Falls has only scored 106 runs compared to the Stallions' 133. Another 2-2. Another breaking ball, and that one's a little fly ball out into left. LaGravenese is under it, and he will make the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th.
So that's going to bring up their 2-hitter, number 6, Matt Hamill, who's 0 for 1 on the night. I believe he popped out in his last at-bat.
Yeah, he did pop out straight to the pitcher's mound. Nick Massa was going to take it himself, but Tyler Kelder came over from third and called him off. This often happens when a ball is popped up to the pitcher, and he grounds one to Gonzalez at first. He flips over to Massa in time, and there's 2 away.
And so quick 2 outs there for Massa, and that's going to bring up the Glens Falls 3-hitter, Anthony Vaglica.
Yeah, Vaglica 0 for 1 on the night with another one of those 4 strikeouts. Vaglica does lead Glens Falls with 3 home runs, which is also good for 4th in the whole PGCBL. He's shown he can put the ball out.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of power come from Vaglica, and also a pretty good average coming into this game, batting .300 through 70 at-bats. So he's also been a real workhorse for them, right behind Uliana in games played. And also adds 11 runs and 13 RBIs, so real standout hitter for Glens Falls.
He fouls off the breaking ball, so the count's now 1-1.
And another interesting stat about him, only 10 strikeouts through those 70 at-bats too, which is a pretty impressive total. Really puts the ball in play quite a bit.
The 1-1. It's a little nubber into shallow right field. It's going to be a very tough play, and it's going to fall for the first hit of the game for Glens Falls, and you really hate to see that as Stallions. That was right in the Bermuda Triangle in between Campana, Feinstein, and Palczewski.
Yeah, so after that bloop single by Voglica, that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ryan Beamish, who also struck out in his last at-bat. It's been the story of the game for the Glens Falls Dragons through their first time through the lineup.
Yeah, Nick Massa has been fantastic so far tonight. See how he'll do with his first base runner on, and he gets a foul ball straight back into the netting.
Yeah, took a big hack at that one. Looks like he might have pulled his head a little bit. But if he bears down, he could put a little better swing on the ball next time.
Voglica over at first. Good speed for a catcher. He's 3 for 4 on the year in stolen base attempts, and he takes off for second. It's one in the dirt, so a tough pitch to throw on. He's going to take it standing up. That was one where you could tell he was going. He was trying to get that great jump, kind of stutter stepping, and he did get a good jump. Also, tough pitch for Russo to throw on.
Yeah, absolutely. And Massa, not really looking at him a whole lot. And that's his first base run of the game. So I like the aggression out of the Dragons. You know, make their first base runner doing anything they can to try and get him in scoring position and break this game open.
Here's the 2-1. It's a line drive into right field. There's a base hit. Feinstein will field it on a couple hops. His throw home, a beautiful one, and way in time. And he absolutely lays out Sam Russo at the plate, and he's trying to say Russo was guarding the plate, but Russo just had to go up the line to catch it. And there's a little excitement here as both teams coming together.
A lot of people arguing. It looks like the benches are clearing for both the Stallions and the Dragons. Everyone a little heated at that one.
Tremendous throw there from Matt Feinstein. Tremendous play by Sam Russo behind the plate to catch that and hold on to the ball as he got absolutely clobbered by Voglica. So the defense able to keep this game scoreless, and with a little excitement, the game is going to the bottom of the 4th inning, still scoreless here at Cantine Field.
Yeah, and that was an absolute rip there by Beamish, and I didn't think Feinstein had a real good chance at getting that one. It had to be he had to get there on a perfect route and had to have a perfect throw home, and that's exactly what happened. And you got to give Rousseau credit at the plate as well, catching that one and just knowing he was going to get trampled over.
Rousseau got absolutely hammered
just kind of bearing down and taking it.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking as that ball was going into the outfield. It wasn't hit right at Feinstein. He had to take it on a few hops.
It was more towards right center.
And also, we've had a few hours of rain here, so as soon as he gets that ball up, that thing's just covered in water. And he was able to throw a little bit up the third base line, but a tremendous one-hopper to Sam Russo. And Russo able to get it. And Voglica, even though he trampled Russo after it all happened, and he was done arguing with West behind the plate, he went over, patted Russo, said, "Sorry, I hit you," but
yeah, I mean, you can't really put that on him. I mean, he was rounding third. You're running towards home. The throw just happened to be a little bit up in the line, and so not really his fault. He was just trying to run home, and Rousseau got in the way, and so not a whole lot you can do about it.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was trying to put his shoulder down and bury him, although he was just full speed home and happened to collide.
You can't stop on a dime like that, and when Rousseau's in the way, that's really the only thing that can happen.
Yeah, but then I don't know who started it from either team, but all of a sudden there were people chirping at each other.
Yeah, clearing off the benches. Looks like we were gonna have a little bit of a brawl. Both coaches getting right up in the home plate umpire's face.
Yeah, Voglica
really quickly.
Voglica, after patting Russo on the back, saying he's sorry, ended up getting in a shouting match with someone from the Stallions dugout.
I'm not sure what happened. As I said before, everyone's pretty tired from waiting out all the rain, so just looking for a little bit of excitement tonight, and they saw the opportunity, so everyone trying to back up their own players, which you can also understand that as well. But fortunately, it didn't escalate anymore. Everyone went back to their respective dugouts, and we're ready to start the bottom of the 4th now.
Jack Gonzalez steps into the box against Varela, and he takes a breaking ball called strike. It's 4-5-6 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, Gonzalez walked in his last at bat. And so 0 for 0 on the night.
Yeah, these 2 strikes on him already. The first 2 he's seen of the night. Varela just walked him on 4 straight.
And quickly down 0-2. A nice 2-seamer there, looked like, from Varela. Started on the outside corner and ducked away from Gonzalez. Couldn't get any piece of his bat on that one.
The 0-2 misses outside, so the count now 1-2 on the Stallions' first baseman. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Varela wins the battle with Gonzalez, and there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. I'll bring up the DH, Andrew Taft, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to 3rd. Torres made a terrific play on the soft grounder to just get Andrew, and Taft now chatting with Vaglica behind the plate, and seems like all is well between the two, as Taft was one of the guys out there right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, it seems like they're joking around, kind of. Yeah, all smiles after it got a little intense before.
Vaglica and Taft, both pretty humongous guys.
Yeah, so that would have been a fight for the ages.
Taft fouls that one back onto Washington Avenue. Big thanks to Rory Bizignano commenting, "Get the likes going for the Stallions." Thanks, Rory.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
As well as the clap, period, clap, clap, clap.
Yeah. Yep. We can't actually hear his claps, so might as well send him virtually.
Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss from Taft. Count now 1-2. After a shaky first inning, James Varela has really settled in here for Glens Falls, as it looks like Andrew Taft is having a problem with a contact or something in his eye. But he'll get in the box anyway. The 1-2 misses low and away, and the count now 2-2. Yeah, before these two teams came together tonight, there was a little fire Wednesday night as well, as that 2-2 swing and a miss, and back-to-back strikeouts here for Varela in the 4th. It'll bring up the third baseman Tyler Kelder, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out to short, which Hernandez made a tremendous play to just get Kelder on. As I was saying, Wednesday night, Tom Whitaker was very unhappy with a lot of the calls, mostly from Chris Smith, but also from Foster West, as it's the same crew tonight, and as well as mad as he was getting at the umpires, Cameron Curler was getting sick of him being out on the field, and the two kind of clashed right at home plate in the 8th inning. But the umpires were able to break them up.
Yep. So you'll see that getting towards the middle to late, end of the season, the teams start playing each other more and more, and those the little things that don't really get to you towards the beginning of the season when you're first playing each other, they start adding up, and the tensions start rising, and then finally you see stuff like that just happened.
That one's a bomb to deep left field from Kelder. It is gone off the Richards Electric side in left field. A solo home run from Tyler Kelder, and it's free hot dogs for the rest of the night from Delvecchi and Kraft.
What a huge play there from Kelder, as he not only puts up the second hit and the first run of the entire game for the Stallions, but also gets all these fans here tonight free hot dogs, sponsored by Delvecchi and Kraft.
We mentioned as we came into this game, Tyler Kelder, one of the hottest guys in the whole PGCBL right now, has been absolutely tattooing the ball, and he missed a couple home runs by inches these past couple games. That one was a no-doubter, though.
Oh, absolutely. Off the bat, I was mid-sentence, and I had to stop. That was an absolute bomb over the left field wall. So looks about 340, 350 feet on that one.
Pat LaGravenese will have to follow that one up, and he's got an 0-1 count on him, or actually 1-1 after the ball. It's a line drive into right center field. That one will fall for a base hit. So back-to-back hits here, and LaGravenese, who is the steal leader of the Stallions, on first base.
There it is. As we were saying, the fans get free hot dogs tonight if somebody hit a home run. And as soon as Kelder hit that home run, I saw probably 8 or 9 people get up from the VIP section and head to the concession stand. They're going to get their money's worth.
And just because you're a VIP doesn't mean you're going to pass up free hot dogs. McGravenese was 0 for 1 on the night. The first time he was up, he hit the ball even harder, and it actually hurt him because it stayed up and was caught by the right fielder. Sam Russo 0 for 1 on the night as well. He struck out looking his first at bat. 1-0 bounces in the dirt. Good stop back there by Vaglika, and the count now 2-0. Russo coming off this is only his second game since coming off the DL. He had a great one last night, going 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. As that fastball just gets him at the knees, and the count 2-1. Two ones high, and the count now 3-1 on Russo. The 3-1 count. I'm sure Tom Whitaker will wait till it's 3-2, so it's safer to send McGravenese, even though he is 5 for 7 on the year in stolen base attempts.
Yeah, really no point in sending him now. Rousseau's probably going to get a pretty good pitch to hit here. So unless you're doing a hit and run, you want to keep that runner on base.
Russo is sick of waiting for Varela, so he calls time, but he's back in the box, and Varela's come set. Here's the 3-1. Fastball low, and it's a walk of Russo. So after the home run, a single, and now a walk, and runners on first and second for the second baseman, Jeff Palczewski, who's 1 for 1 on the day. He had the first hit of the night.
Yeah, Palczewski with a little slow roller to shortstop and absolutely cranked it out of the batter's box and beat it out for an infield single. And so now with runners on first and second, he's looking to get his second hit of the night, which will likely get him an RBI. With 2 outs, McGravenese running on contact and would likely score.
Palczewski came into the game hitting .083, but that's only in 36 at bat, so it could still rise greatly as he fouls that one off down the left field side. He does have 4 RBIs on the year on only 3 hits so far, so comes up clutch when he's needed. That one, ground ball to third. Stopped by Torres, but he'll have no play as it goes off his glove. Bases are now full of Stallions. We'll see if that's ruled a hit or an error. That one was absolutely cranked at him, and it was going to be a tough play.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that should probably be ruled a hit, which it looks like it is, actually. It was hit pretty hard right in the hole, and just the fact that Torres got in front of it was impressive.
Yeah, the diving stop saved a run at that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's exactly what you want out of an infielder. They say 2 outs, man on second, on your bellies is the expression, and that's what he did. Just got right in front of it and definitely saved a run there.
So the base is juiced for Nick Campana, who swings and misses at the first delivery from Varela. Campana so far 0 for 1 on the night. He was plunked and stranded on third in the first and then flew out to center field.
Yeah, and Torres might have saved a run for that at bat, but Campana's not an easy out, so he still could score.
He skies that one behind home plate. Vaglika back. Looks like he has room and will make the catch. So the Stallions load the bases after the Kelder home run, but can't get another run across. But Tyler hits himself around for the first run of the night, and after 4 full innings of play, it's 1-0 Stallions from the Morris Computer Broadcast booth here at Cantine Field, headed to the top of the 5th.
And Bigo, I know we've really been talking about it, but you want to remind these people what great prizes we have for them tonight?
That's right. We do have this really flashy white Stallions hat.
Yeah, it's a real beaut. There's black ones, there's white ones. We've been giving away some of the black ones, so we figured we'd switch it up and throw a white one your way. So all you viewers out there, all you got to do to win this is just comment on this post. Me and Biko picked a predetermined number before the game And if you're that number comment, you could win the hat. We'll pack it up, ship it right to you. And so please comment, really anything you want, and you got a good shot to win this. And while you're at it, if you could like and share this post as well. You know, the comment the comment button is directly in the middle of the like and the share one. So you might as well just start left to right and just hit them all.
Touch them all, just like Tyler Kelder.
Touch them all like Tyler Kelder after his home run. That's a good one, Beeks.
And Tom commented, how come you guys don't hit any home runs when I'm there? And I don't know, Tom. It might be good that you went back to Hong Kong, because Tom left Monday, and since then, Jack Gonzalez and Tyler Kelder have both hit home runs. Might have been the best thing for the team. Stallions are 2-0.
Could be the curse of Tom. And I hope that's not the case.
Me too. Poor Tom.
It's looking to be that way.
And as Nick Massa warms up here and gets ready for the top of the fifth, it's a great time to remind you of the Stallion summer camps. One of them has passed, but there is still one more, and space is limited.
Yeah, you got one more shot at it.
15 hours of instruction, Monday through Friday. The camps go from 9 a.m. to noon. And the next camp is July 10th to July 14th. They're all right here at beautiful Cantine Field in Saugerties, New York.
Yeah, great complex. So they'll get to play on a great field with some great players. Can learn a whole lot.
Yeah, learn from the Stallions coaching staff and players. And for the softball camp, you get to learn from the SUNY New Paltz coaches and players.
Yep. So there's two age groups. There's 9 to 12 and 13 to 16, and it's about $200 for that week. Get a whole lot of face time with these Stallions players, and if you're going for softball with the SUNY New Paltz players. So it's a great opportunity, but do it quick, because as Biko said, space is limited.
It's a 2-0 count on Dan Lowndes, as it's 5-6-7 here in the top of the fifth inning. That one bounced at the plate, and it's a quick 3-0 count on Lowndes. Lowndes struck out his first at-bat. There's a fastball called strike. Count now 3-1. And he gets plunked with the 3-1. So Lowndes down to first base as he actually takes a long look at Nick Massa.
Threw his bat a little aggressively. So tension's really heating up between these two teams. Massa obviously looked like it was an accident. But regardless, Lowndes unhappy.
Yeah, you never want to hit the leadoff man of an inning, for one. And Lowndes, you know, even though he's the 5 hitter, so far he's struck out against Massa tonight. And he's also comes in hitting as that bunt attempt is foul, just foul, fielded by Tyler Kelder. It was a good attempt there by Alex Phillips, but Lowndes comes in hitting 164, so it's a guy you want to challenge at the plate.
Yeah, almost a beautiful bunt there from Alex Phillips. Directly down the line, and fortunately dribbled about probably half-inch to the left of the third baseline.
Here's the 0-1. He's bunting again, and he bunts it to Massa this time, who will throw to first for the easy out. It's a successful sacrifice there for Phillips, and Lowndes over at second now for Felix Hernandez, who's 0 for 1 on the night with a ground out to Massa.
Yeah, and that one not quite as beautiful a bunt as the last one, but it still got the job done, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, after going down the third base line, which probably would have been a hit, he had Tyler Kelder playing way in and decided to try and pull it past Nick Massa, just couldn't get it by him.
Yeah, and regardless, even if he doesn't get the hit, I mean, the whole point of the sack button is to sacrifice your at bat. So he did the job, and if you get on base, that's just a plus.
Big swing and a miss from Phoenix. Hernandez comes in with the third lowest on-base percentage in the PGCBL at .273. He's came into the game hitting .203, so just above the Mendoza line, but after his ground out to Massa, he's creeped a little bit closer. Hernandez does have one home run on the year, and it was a bomb here at Cantine Field, a 3-run homer. That breaking ball called strike, and the count now 1-2. Hernandez couldn't believe the call, but Sam Roos will go out and chat with Massa on how to get out of this one.
Yeah, Hernandez looked real unhappy with that one. Still shaking his head out there, as he thought that the curveball might have started over the plate, but probably thought it crossed outside of it. And Marlene Stigl-Nellis saying, after that home run, my boy's host family is buying the whole stadium hot dogs for the rest of the night. And that's another generous thing from Delvecchia and Kraft.
Yeah, they've had to do it twice in the past 3 games. They did it for Jack Gonzalez's home run. That was against Glens Falls Wednesday, and now they have to do it because Tyler Kelder hit one tonight. As the 1-2 fastball just misses up and away, and the count now 2-2.
Georgia Teeter saying no game, no sound, no video. And if anybody else is experiencing that, please let us know. It doesn't seem like that's the case for
ground ball to Massa. He's going to throw to Kelder over at third, and he is going to nail Lowndes trying to take third base. Heads up play by Massa. Great job by Kelder, able to get over there and just tag Lowndes in time. So tremendous play there between the Stallions pitcher and third baseman. There's 2 away now.
Absolutely. Heads up there from Kelder. He was charging it at first and then had to kind of backpedal to the third base and just barely beat the runner there. And also really heads up from Massa. You know, he could have just thrown it over to first to make the out and had to deal with the guy on third, but didn't want to settle for that. And risky play, but it worked out for him.
Dalton Ney now and at the box. He flew out to Campana and center in his first at-bat. Hernandez, a real threat on the base paths. He's 5 for 5 on the year in stolen base attempts. Tied for the team lead, along with Waslegger and Torres, who all have 5 steals apiece, but none of them perfect like Hernandez is.
That's high praise, Beeks. Hernandez is perfect.
Well, yeah, if you're 5 for 5 in stolen base attempts, you are so far perfect in stealing bases.
Oh, see, you didn't say that.
Well, I said he's been perfect so far. He was leaning towards second, and Massa checks on him. He's able to get back still pretty easily.
Yeah, and great idea there from Massa. Throwing over to first. He's been, so far this year, been run on quite a bit. Amsterdam, I believe, when he pitched against them in his last start, about 5 or 6 stolen bases given up while Massa was pitching, and another one here tonight. So they like running on Massa, and he's definitely got to throw over and try and keep him on.
Hernandez takes off. He falls down. The throw to first, not in time. Wow. It looked like they nailed Hernandez, but he is called safe by Chris Smith.
That's definitely an interesting call, as a toilet sound is being played by our sound effect guy over there. Does not think Chris Smith got that one right, as do most of the fans here at Cantine. They're still yelling about it.
Yeah, that one.
And I'd honestly probably have to agree. It looked.
That one in the stadium officially ruled a Bob Gehring septic call.
Yeah.
He does take off again. It's a swing and a miss, though, so Hernandez has no shot at second. Russo squeezes it and tags out Ney. And one man's on, but no one scores, as it's 1-0 heading to the bottom of the 5th inning from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field.
And it looks like we got some side field shenanigans by our interns out there. Slappy and Skippy, or whatever they call them. I have new names for them every time, but whatever their names are, they're putting on a game right now for a couple of the local kids who come out to support the game. And it looks like they got their Dizzy Bat Ball Bopper game going on. There's 2 teams, and they got to spin around on a bat a whole bunch of times with their head down, get real dizzy, and then have to hop on one of those little ball boppers.
Just about 90% of the on-field games here at Cantine Field involves Dizzy Bat.
You do them dizzy.
And it's always good comedy, too, as It's tough to do things when you're dizzy.
It's not easy doing things dizzy. That's probably why they do it. If I had to guess. And both teams, they're neck and neck right now. The red ball bopper and the blue ball bopper real close, and the blue ball bopper falls down, and the red bopper takes an easy lead. And we got Karen, and Harper screams her name, scares the bejesus out of all of Cantine.
They're going to hear Harper's name out in Glasgow.
And she was very excited about that win. I would be as well.
Yeah, that's what you worked for.
She probably worked real hard for that. At home, ball bopping her days away, just for this moment, and she got a sweet victory in. So she's going to let everyone know who she is.
So Luke
put her on your radar.
Yeah, watch out for her. She might be.
She's one of the top ball bopper prospects, from what I've heard.
It'll be 2-3-4 here to hit against Varela. Pedersen, Feinstein, and then Gonzalez. Pedersen takes a ball. Luke, the shortstop for the Stallions, so far 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to short, and then he reached on a fielder's choice, a ground ball to Torres, where he threw over to Hamill at second, but they were not able to get Pedersen on the double play attempt. He takes that one for a called strike. Count 1-1. Matthew Mulhall asks who is pitching. It's James Varela on the mound right now for Glens Falls, and Nick Massa has so far thrown 5 scoreless for the Stallions.
Yeah, and Varela not doing too bad himself, as the one run he gave up was a home run to Tyler Kelder. And other than that, been pretty stellar so far, only giving up 3 hits through his first 4 innings pitched. Unfortunately, one of them was a home run.
Those will hurt you.
The
1-2 is a line drive out into left field, and it's going to be caught on the run by Alex Phillips. Tremendous run and catch. Phillips had the scouting report on Pedersen, who loves to slap the ball, and Phillips was playing right on the line, or else that would have been extra bases.
Absolutely, and even though he was playing right on the line, still a tough catch for him. Had to go a long way for that and catch it on the move. But fortunately, he managed to snag it. Varela getting a lot of defensive help. Some great plays from Phoenix Hernandez at shortstop, their right fielder Dalton Ney, and now left fielder Alex Phillips.
So Matt Feinstein, the Stallions right fielder, steps into the box. He is 0 for 2 on the night with a pop out to second and then a ground out to the pitcher, and he's got a 1-1 count now on him. Varela able to fool him on the breaking ball.
Yeah, Feinstein coming into this game batting .333, which is actually good for 13th in the PGCBL.
The 1-1 is a pop-up down the right field line. It's going to be a very tough play, and it's going to fall, and Feinstein will be on first with a single, just about the only place you can hit the ball that high and still have it fall.
Yeah, the right fielder, second baseman, and first baseman all on dead sprints out to go get that ball, and managed to drop one right in there. As we said it before, the Bermuda Triangle, it's strikes again. The whole bunch of them in the field, and Feinstein found it.
Yeah, before it was Vaglica who hit the Bermuda Triangle with his blooper in right center. Feinstein gets that one down the right field line. Both of them placed pretty perfectly, so both teams have their Bermuda Triangle hit of the night so far.
Yeah. Either way, it's a line drive in the books.
It sure is, as Jack Gonzalez, the Stallions' first baseman, steps into the box, takes a breaking ball, called strike on the outside corner, to moans and groans from the fans who thought it was out.
Yeah, Gonzalez 0 for 1 on the night. He walked in his first at-bat and struck out in his last one.
He fouls that one off down the left field line out of play, and it's a quick 0-2 count on Jack. Feinstein over at first base, a threat to run. He's 4 for 5 on the year in stolen base attempts.
And I'm seeing about probably 20 hot dogs being handed out in the VIP section. Some guy just has them on a big tray. And so fans are, they waited out the rain, and fortunately they came tonight, and now they're looking like they're having a pretty good time.
Yeah, nothing like being rewarded with free hot dogs. That pays for your entry price in its own.
Absolutely. Only pretty cheap, only $5.
And $3 if you're a student. 1-2, or the 0-2 is outside, so the count now 1-2 on Gonzalez, as he was able to spoil the 0-2 before that. Fastball called, strike 3, so Varela able to get Gonzalez for the second time tonight, and there's one out here in the bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up big DH Andrew Taft, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out to third and a strikeout himself.
And I was actually going to say in his last at-bat that it was a rare strikeout from Jack Gonzalez, as he's only had 13 on the year through, I believe, 76 at-bats. So that's not a high strikeout percentage, and now tonight he has 2. So not the best night for him so far, but I'm sure he'll get up at least once or twice more to try and turn that around.
Big swing and miss there for Andrew Taft. Yeah, Varela doing a great job with these Stallions hitters tonight, keeping them on their toes. He already has 4 strikeouts and 4 2/3 work, as that one misses low in the count 1-1.
The fans actually quieted down quite a bit now. Looks like they're all enjoying their hot dogs. Can't really talk too much when you got a bunch of hot dog in your mouth.
Ground ball to short. Hernandez flips on to Hamill at second, and he's able to pitch around the single from Feinstein, and at the end of 5 full innings of play, it's 1-0 Stallions over the Dragons from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. We're headed to the top of the 6th, where it'll be 9-1-2 for Glens Falls.
And just going through some of these comments here, looks like Mario Voglica and John Rousseau have exchanging a couple comments about the play at home plate. I'm assuming both of them the fathers of the 2 respective players who ran into each other, and both making really good points. As we were saying before, that play you really can't fault Voglica for it, because
you cannot.
He was he was just running home, and the ball just happened to be thrown right in front of him. Feinstein put it a little too far up the line, and Rousseau, fantastic job of just catching the ball and just kind of taking the hit. And so those guys are changing a little bit, but I would say clean play on all ends, and just very very solid all around. And let's see what else we got on there.
Well, Eric Schuer, as always, saying Gonzo time, even though no one hit a home run, but he was trying to will it out of the park.
Yeah, it's always...
Mario Voglica says he's the uncle of...
Oh, he's the uncle? Okay.
Of Anthony. As Russo has thrown on down to second, and Massa's ready to start the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Brandon Torres, Brian Uliana, and then Matt Hamill. 9-1-2 for Glens Falls. Torres so far 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. He shatters his bat, and he actually hits it off of himself. I thought it was a ground ball straight to... Yeah,
looked like a lazy ground ball right back to the pitcher. And so that broken bat is brought to you by Williams Lumber. If you break your bat and need some new lumber, go to Williams Lumber and get your lumber from Williams Lumber.
Yeah, or if you need lumber for any lumber project.
Right, it's not just baseball lumber. You can get all kinds of lumber at Williams Lumber.
They actually have a plethora of lumber.
all sorts of different lumbers for your lumber needs.
Torres takes a fastball, called strike, and it's a quick 0-2 count.
So check out Williams Lumber.
That's the point we're trying to make.
Yeah, if you couldn't figure it out by now.
0-2 breaking ball, and Torres able to spoil it, so the count will stay at 0-2.
And the Psycho Shark sound effect being played to its full extent.
Swing and a miss. Going to be a tough play over at first for Russo, who throws down not in time. He had to set his feet and throw, and it's a strikeout, but Torres is going to get to first on it. So a man on first with nobody out for the top of the order now, and Brian Uliana, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and fly out to left.
And that's real frustrating as well for a pitcher. working so hard for a strikeout, and then just the ball barely got away from Rousseau, and just far enough away for Torres to hustle over to first.
Yeah, Torres with tremendous speed actually got down there very fast.
Yeah, no, Rousseau did a good job of getting in front of, as I said, didn't get that far away from him, but Torres chugging out of the box.
That one is a bunt attempt by Uliana, but it was kind of at his face, and he ends up bunting it into his dugout, so it's a 0-1 count.
Yeah, had to kind of whip around on that one, not to get hit in the face. And unfortunate for him, that's a strike. Man, he almost gets hit.
Another bunt attempt, but he pulls back and takes a called strike, so we'll see if the bunt is still on. Glens Falls did it once Wednesday night, and were able to get it down successfully. So we know that Cameron Curler will call it as Massa checks on Torres again.
And with Uliana at the plate, I would think that they were probably going to let him swing away with 2 strikes. It was a good idea to bunt, but Uliana batting .308 on the season, and so if he has a chance to hit, you might as well let him try to give it a shot.
Massa went right after him 0-2, and Uliana was able to spoil it straight back. Actually was able to avoid the netting and sneak its way into the grandstand to some shrieks. Uliana calls time.
And another ball called there by Chris Smith. Not exactly sure what he did, but either way, Brandon Torres is going to move over to second. And another Bob Gehring septic call put in by the official scorekeeper over there.
Yeah,
so that's 2 on the night for Chris Smith.
Looking at the replay, I didn't see the movement that Smith said he saw, as that's a swing and a miss from Uliana. So second strikeout of the inning. That one Russo able to catch in the air, so that is an out. And there's 1 out for Matt Hamill, who's 0 for 2 with a pop out to Kelder at third and then a ground out to Massa.
Yeah, and the only thing on that balk that I could possibly see from Massa was maybe he came set and then might have moved his shoulder a little bit.
That's exactly what Chris Smith called.
And it was a very minimal movement. I mean, I guess you do technically have to call that, but a real tough call there from Chris Smith. And so after Torres got on first base after striking out, he then gets another free pass over to second. So runner in scoring position, and he hasn't done a whole lot to really earn it.
Yeah, strikeout and a balk gets him to second base. Not something you see every day.
No.
The 0-1 fouled off, and a quick 0-2 count on Matt Hamill. Nick Massa have been pounding the zone tonight, getting all kinds of 0-2 counts, and has not walked a guy. He did plunk a guy, but that's the only man he's let on. He started out the 5th inning by plunking Dan Lowndes. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, another strikeout, and Nick Massa struck out the side, but he only has 2 outs. So he'll have to face Anthony Vaglica, the catcher, who's 1 for 2 on the night with a strikeout and a single, a stolen base, and then he was thrown out trying to score on Ryan Beamish's single, but that was the big collision at home plate. Great throw by Matt Feinstein, a little up the third base line, and that brought Sam Russo and Vaglica together. Massa starts him out with a breaking ball, but Anthony doesn't bite.
And the breaking ball really been working for Massa tonight. He's had a great combination of his fastball and his curveball, mixing it up extremely well to keep these Glens Falls batters on their toes.
Breaking ball grounded, fouled on the third base line, so the count now 1-1.
And it's really been big because he's been able to throw it for strikes. You know, a lot of guys will get in there. They have, nasty curveballs, but they can't put them in there for strikes. And that really changes your whole pitching game when you can plant a curveball in there and get 1 or 2 free strikes every at bat. Because guys won't really swing at them 0-1 or first pitch.
Fastball called strike, and just as you were saying there, it was a breaking ball that Vaglica fouled off, and then the fastball low and away. Complete change of eye level and change of speed, although Vaglica did not agree with that call. He thought Foster West gave Massa a little room on that one, and looking at the replay, it was close. Low and outside corner, could have gone either way. Here's the 1-2 to Vaglica. Fastball called, strike 3. Massa strikes out 4 batters this inning, something you don't see every night. And he's pumped up. He is able to strand Torres on second base, and at the end of 5 1/2, it's still 1-0 Stallions from the Morris Computer Broadcast booth here at Cantine Field.
And so after that, the Stallions fans got really pumped up. They were up on their feet, clapping for that last strikeout by Massa, and he delivered. And now they're going to get a nice little showing from Stanley the Stallion out here doing the YMCA, as a couple interns and a couple local kids trickle out there as well.
YMCA, always a part of the 6th inning stretch here at
big
Cantine Field.
fan favorite. And everybody likes it. We don't have a good camera angle to show you what's going on, so we'll just we'll try to explain it the best we can. They're going like.
There you go, Kurt. This is exactly what they're doing out there. So
just imagine what we're doing, but as a big horse.
That's it. You know, you really can't explain it any better than that. It's us, but a horse.
It's us, but a big blonde horse. And he's doing a little jazzy stuff too as well.
Yeah, some Cabbage Patch and some of this.
Yeah, a little thumbs action. And usually we see a couple of those girls out there doing back handsprings and stuff like that. I can't show you that, but so I'll just explain it.
We did promise, though, on a past broadcast, we'd be doing back handsprings by the end of the year.
I said I'd give it some practice. Haven't perfected it quite yet, but I'm getting there for sure. So definitely tune in later on in the year, and you'll see some stellar back handsprings here in the booth by Biko and myself.
So James Varela in for his 6th inning of work for Glens Falls. He'll face the man who has driven in the only run of the night, Tyler Kelder. He hit a solo home run off of Varela 2 innings ago in the 4th. And he swings like one-handed.
Yeah, he finished his swing with only his right hand on the bat. And that's a drill you often see, but not something you see a whole lot in live game action.
Kelder's confidence quickly rising after the home
Thinks
run.
he can clobber one out with only one hand.
He hits another fastball, grounded up the middle for a base hit. Kelder now 2 for 3 on the night, and he stays red hot. He came into the game as the Stallions' leading hitter, coming in hitting .429, as well as 12 RBIs, and he joined the team only about 2.5 weeks into the season, so he's still trying to catch up.
Yeah, and he's doing so extremely quickly, making all of his at-bats count.
We'll bring up Pat LaGravenese with Kelder on first and nobody away. LaGravenese lined out to right field and then hit a line drive base hit into right, so he's 1 for 2 on the night. He shows bunt and then pulls back, and that one actually goes all the way to the backstop. And Vaglica able to catch it on the fly off the bricks, but Kelder able to get down to second.
Yeah, actually really convenient there for him. Just kind of turned around, the ball flew back into his glove, but not before the runner was able to move over to second.
See if that's ruled a wild pitch or a pass ball. It looked like kind of a wicked two-seamer that Vaglica just wasn't able to turn his glove over to grab.
Yeah, and the bunt there from LaGravenese might have confused him a little bit as well.
Pat shows bunt again, and that one a breaking ball that Vaglica just able to body, so Kelder not able to go anywhere. Good stop on that one by the Dragons catcher, and it's a 2-0 count on Pat.
And Vaglica going out there to talk to him a little bit, as maybe he's getting crossed up or something, but either way, that's 2 pitches in a row that have not been fielded cleanly by him.
Yeah,
so he's going to try to figure things out with Varela out there.
On the replay, it looks like he definitely got crossed up, so he might have been looking breaking ball on the first one and then fastball on that one. He got the opposite, as it's a beautiful bunt down the third base line. I don't think there's going to be a throw to first. That's a base hit for LaGravenese. He's now 2 for 3 on the night. Stallions have first and third with nobody out for the catcher, Sam Russo.
An absolutely beautiful bunt there from LaGravenese. Right down the third base line, and that's exactly where you want to put that one because Torres over on third base has to cover for the runner running from second to third.
Yeah.
And so pitcher has to cover that third base side, and that's a long run for him when you put it right down the line.
And even when Glens Falls knew LaGravenese was going to bunt, he had already shown bunt on the first 2 pitches. There was just a 0% chance of throwing him out on that. Sam Russo, 0 for 1 on the night, strikeout looking and a walk. Big swing and a miss. Great off speed there by James Varela.
And now it looks like we got a little bit of action in the Glens Falls bullpen out there. Looks like a big lefty. He's too far away, so I can't see his face nor his number. So you'll just have to wait for when he comes in to see. But either way, Varela.
Luckily, with my glasses, I know who it is. It's Brandon Budlong from Cranston, Rhode Island, from Johnson to Wills, as LaGravenese takes off for second to throw down there in time, but his glove falls off. So he's going to get his 6th stolen base of the year. And that's a tough one. It's a Benson steal, though, nonetheless.
Yep, if you need some steel, go to Benson Steel.
Yeah, they build things you can't knock down. As LaGravenese, it was a tremendous throw by Viglica. He nailed LaGravenese, but the slide just actually knocked Phoenix Hernandez's glove completely off. And the ball rolled away.
Really unfortunate there. As now there's second and third, no outs. And the Dragons are going to bring their entire infield in.
Sam Russo able to spoil that 0-2 pitch. All Sam really has to do here is get bat on ball, try and muscle it out into the outfield. In his first game back last night, he already had 2 singles, a 2 RBI single and an RBI single. So
yeah,
he can get him in.
Yeah, with that infield in now, the ground ball likely won't do the job. So he's just got to lift it a little bit, or if you can power one right through the infield in, that'll work just as well or better as a fly ball.
Russo still battling in there as Varela's going right after him. Another off speed, and Russo fouls it off down the left field line. So the count's still 0-2. Viglica was signaling for that one to be in the dirt. We'll see where this one goes. Fastball misses outside, and the count now 1-2. So Varela, a guy who was struggling coming into the game with an ERA over 8, has thrown tremendous tonight, but in a second and third no-out jam here in the 6th. 1-2 fouled off, and the count's still 1-2.
And good job there from Rousseau. That's really all he could do with that one. High inside fastball. Probably, if he had he hit it in play, probably couldn't have done much with it. And so just fouled it back and looking to get a better pitch this time.
Yeah, borderline strike right around the letters. Too close to take. Here's another 1-2. Fastball called, strike 3. Big strikeout for Varela. And Sam Russo disagrees with the call. That's his 2nd strikeout looking of the night. That'll bring up Jeff Polcheski.
That was one of the most relaxed punch-outs I've ever seen from a home plate umpire. Just kind of stuck his hands up and slowly gave him the little punch-out sign.
Slow, sad walk to the bench for Russo. So there's 1 out now for the Stallions' 2nd baseman and 9-hitter Polcheski. Jeff is 1 for 1 on the night with 2 singles. And he takes a ground ball in the dirt for a ball. And I realize I just said 1 for 1 on the night with 2
I looked
singles.
at you funny, and you guys couldn't see that, but I thought I was mistaken. But I'm pretty sure 2 singles would make 2 for 2.
It depends how you score it, Kurt.
And I was a little confused there. If something happened that I don't remember. But it's been a long night, Beeks.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
2 for 2 with
out.
2 singles.
That was incorrect.
2 singles does in fact make 2 at bats.
Polcheski takes another ball, so the count 2-0 on Jeff.
And if this was before his at bat in the, I believe in the 4th inning or the 3rd inning, you would have been correct in saying that.
That's right. He was 1 for 1.
He was 1 for 1 at one point tonight.
Here's the 2-0 fastball called strike, and the count now 2-1. Kelder leads off third, and LaGravenese leads off second. One out here. Stallions trying to add to their one-run lead. Kelder, the man on third, the only run scored on his solo home run. Here's the 2-1. It's a little pop-up in the infield, and Phoenix Hernandez is under it over at short. He'll make the catch, and Stallions had second and third, no outs, and all of a sudden at second and third, 2 outs. Nick Campana, their last hope.
Yeah, so 2 huge at-bats there from Varela. Getting the strikeout and the pop-out, and holding those guys at second and third. And so now Nick Campana going to have to come in and get him in the hard way with a base hit, with the sac fly being taken out of the equation.
No one holding on LaGravenese at second. Base hit, he should score pretty easily. Campana hits a ground ball, but right at Torres. Torres throws across the diamond just in time to get the speedy Campana. As LaGravenese, he thought about tagging LaGravenese going to third, but then threw across the diamond instead. So tremendous job by Varela to get out of the second and third no-out jam. And at the end of 6 innings of play, it's Saugerties 1 and Glens Falls 0 from the Morse Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field.
And here we go. We got our final side field shenanigans going on of the night. Skippy and Slappy, or whatever I called them before, back out there with 4 local kids. And looks like they're going to do just a straight-up potato sack race. I know sometimes they make them do it dizzy.
That's how I prefer my sack races.
Yeah, the sack races are more interesting when they're dizzy. But this time they're just going to... It's a straight sprint. Yeah. Basically, no turnarounds or anything. They just got to see who can hop the fastest in their sack. And it was a real tight one.
Yeah, Liam with the big victory. Eric Schuer says he stepped away for a bit. He was wondering if Chris Smith got hit by anything when he was gone. Tell you what, Eric, miraculously, he's avoided all flying objects so far.
Yeah, there's been a lot flying around here. The baseball gods probably thinks he's had enough for the night. Might get back at it, next game.
Vicky Battleado Gordon also says 4 Ks in 1 inning, as that was very impressive. The last inning that Nick Massa threw.
Do not see that a whole lot.
It started out with a strikeout of Torres, and then Torres, even though he got to second on a walk, he had no chance to go anywhere because Uliana, Hamill, and Viglica were all struck out, 2 swinging and then 1 looking. And it'll be 4, 5, 6 here in the top of the 7th, as Massa's back out there to throw his 7th inning of work. It's Ryan Beamish, Dan Lowndes, and Alex Phillips. Beamish, the first baseman, 1 for 2 on the night with a strikeout, and then that single to right that Viglica was thrown out trying to score on by Matt Feinstein, where there was that big collision at home between Viglica and Sam Russo. It's a 2-0 count now on Beamish, as a fastball and breaking ball have both missed.
Except for Francisco Cervelli.
2-0 fastball misses the inside corner, and it's a quick 3-0 count now on Beamish.
Yeah, this is the first time Massa's really fallen behind on the count. He's usually going right up there and throwing a bunch of strikes. And we'll see if he can bring it all the way back.
There's a fastball right down Broadway for a strike. And it's a 3-1 count.
And the lefty out in the bullpen for Glens Falls sat down for a bit, and now he's back up there.
It's a rip into center field and a running catch for Nick Campana. Poor Ryan Beamish can't really hit it harder than that, but Nick Campana able to track it down, and it's just a hard out here in the 7th.
Yeah, and I thought, off the bat, I thought it was a little more to the right, into right center.
I did too.
And thought for sure it was going to be a double, but Campana moving extremely quickly and snagging that line drive for the out.
Dan Lowndes, the DH, 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. He was also plugged with a 3-1 pitch.
And he wasn't too happy about that one.
Yeah, Lowndes gave Nick Massa a good stare down on his way to first, as well as throwing his bat as he swings and misses at a high fastball, count 1-1.
Yeah, tension's high tonight between these two teams, and rightfully so. It's been a pretty intense game. Still only a one-run game.
Ground ball to Pedersen, but a great play by Jack Gonzalez, who has to jump off the bag to catch it and then lands back down just in time to get Lowndes. So 2 outs here now in the 7th for Alex Phillips, the left fielder, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left and a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, and great play all around right there. As Pedersen, that one kind of hopped up on him, and so he couldn't get the ball in his hand real quick and kind of had to rush the throw over there, and Gonzalez helped him out.
So 1-0 count now on Phillips as Massa has started all 3 batters out this inning with a ball, but that one's a called strike outside corner. And
Phillips coming into this game batting .250 on the season, only threw 20 at-bats though. And so he's pretty far behind most of the other guys on his team. He's only played 6 games so far.
1-1 breaking ball high, count 2-1.
And so Massa taking his time up there, getting reset.
Another fastball called strike, and the count now 2-2 on Phillips. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Nick Massa continues to deal, and it's the K-Man who strikes out as well, as it's 2 for 1s. For the next half inning, it was the last inning that it could happen, and the last batter it could happen, and Massa is able to come through on that.
Yeah, it seems to be happening a whole lot, Beeks.
Last 3 games, there's been 5 K-Man strikeouts.
I was going to say, a lot of free beer being given out at Cantine. So if you're a fan of free beer, I recommend coming to one of these games, because it's pretty likely that it's going to happen. And so we're going to take a little break here as yep, there it is. Wasn't sure. It looks like there was a little confusion. But we're going to hear Kate Smith sing God Bless America, and we will be right back. And there we go, a beautiful rendition of God Bless America by Kate Smith. And we'll see if the tradition will continue. And it looks like it's not. Kevin Hinchy, the owner of the Stallions, tends to either go out in front of the VIP section and sing either Take Me Out to the Ball Game or Garth Brooks's I've Got Friends in Low Places. And he decided to take the night off. And we're just gonna listen to that song.
Interesting choice. Stallions in the last 2 home games, both wins, and both times he went out to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So if Glens Falls is able to come back and win this one, I think it's on the GM. As I predicted by viewing into the Amsterdam bullpen with my fantastic glasses.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I gotta get me some of them.
It is Brandon
That is
Budlong.
impressive. That bullpen is pretty far away, Beeks.
Tell you what, these things can see for miles and miles, Kurt.
Yeah, and actually, miles and miles. And actually, another addition to those glasses that we've been talking about is the Stallions bullpen has a Dallas Hot Wiener sign directly in front of it, which makes things really inconvenient for anybody who wants to see who's warming up in the Stallions bullpen.
Unless you have these glasses.
Unless you have those glasses.
See right through it.
They're just great for seeing stuff in bullpens. For whatever reason, and he can see right through that Dallas Hot Wiener sign.
Brandon Budlong, the lefty out of Cranston, Rhode Island, As I mentioned before, coming out of Johnston and Wales, going into his junior season.
And Bud Long has pitched in six games so far this year. Started 4 of them, and he's actually thrown quite a bit. More so than Valera for the Glens Falls Dragons.
Yeah, more than anyone else on the team.
More than anybody else. 25 innings pitched. But he's had a rough go of it so far in the PGCBL as well, giving up 29 hits only for 13 runs, though, in those 25 innings. 12 of them earned. And a halfway decent strikeout to walk ratio. 16 walks for 23 strikeouts, which is good for a 4.32 ERA.
He's got a tough job here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Stallions leading 1-0. He's got 2-3-4 with Pedersen, Feinstein, and Gonzalez. As Stallions shortstop takes a breaking ball for a ball around the knees. In the count 1-0. So far, Luke 0 for 3 on the night with a ground out to short. Fielder's choice that went third to second, and then a fly out to left, which was a great play out there by Phillips, running all the way to the left field line, as that one's a fister into left field, and that one's gonna fall just a bit foul. Just missed extra bases there again.
And some great comments coming in here on this Facebook post. Josh Wilbur saying he's watching the Stallions game at the Third Eye Blind concert.
That's unbelievable dedication.
Which is absolutely incredible to me, because Third Eye Blind, pretty good band.
That's a great band.
To say the least. And to be watching our broadcast instead, I got to give it to you, Josh. That really makes me smile.
It's like watching our broadcast with Third Eye Blind soundtrack.
Yeah.
And then Stephanie Doe Farkas says, whether you're a sports announcer or you announce sports.
Either one.
You do a great job. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
That's honestly probably one of the favorite comments I've seen.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
Yeah, that one definitely. I broke out laughing when I saw that one.
Yeah, that's an Eric Schur level comment, Stephanie.
Absolutely. If you keep putting out comments like those, you're gonna give him a run for his money.
Luke Pedersen takes a breaking ball off the elbow, and if you get hit by a pitch, you can call Delvecchia and Kraft, injury attorneys at law, or if you want a free hot dog at a Stallions game.
Yeah, either one. They do it all, really.
And if you're hit by anything else.
Yeah, really, if you're hit by anything in general, or if you're just hungry, they might be giving out free hot dogs.
So Pedersen on first for Feinstein now. Fastball, called strike on the outside corner. Matt so far tonight, 1 for 3. Pop out to second base, a ground out to Varela on the mound, and then a single back in the 5th. As he'll be checked on over there, the lefty move, but not the A move.
Now Eric Schur is saying, Luke, I am your father, Pedersen. Firing right back. He saw that Stephanie Farkas was coming for him in the comment lead, and he had to fire back with something.
It's just quality stuff as always.
Oh yeah, always the quality comments, giving us something to talk about.
There's a breaking ball outside in the count now. 1-1. Bud Long checking on Pedersen twice. First he gave him the B move and then hit him with the A move. Pedersen just able to get back. Stallions trying to add to their 1-run lead. It's a barn burner here at Cantine. And it's another breaking ball outside count. 2-1. Only a 1-0 game, and it's been flying by. Pedersen a threat to steal. He's 3 for 4 on the year in stolen base attempts as Feinstein fouls off the 2-1, and the count now 2-2.
So we'll see if the Stallions try any funny business here, as they got Pedersen on first. He's a pretty speedy player. Might want to send him, get him into scoring position for these 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up after him.
Feinstein calls time as Bud Long comes set, and that's something Feinstein does all the time. He loves calling time right when pitcher's trying to get into a groove. Here's the 2-2. It's a rip to second base and into right field for a base hit. Pedersen's going to stay right at second base. So first and second and no outs here in the bottom of the 7th for the meat of the order. It's Jack Gonzalez now, the Stallions' first baseman.
And Gonzalez 0 for 2 on the night so far with a walk and 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, Gonzalez, a guy that does not go down via the K a lot. He's got to be happy to see Varela out of the game. Although the lefty-on-lefty matchup with Budlong is not an easy one.
And it looks like they're playing Gonzalez to slap it. The left fielder, center fielder, and right fielder a little bit over to their right. And so a big gap out there on the right field line. If you can put it down there, that's probably going to score 2 and likely get Gonzalez a triple. And so we'll see if he could turn on one. Eric Schuh was saying Gonzo time, and it's definitely possible for Jack Gonzalez.
Yeah, he did it last Wednesday against Glens Falls. He put one off the Nacarado Insurance sign. A breaking ball is a beautiful swing and a bomb. Probably about 370 feet out there in right center. Jack does have 1 triple on the year, so he can do that as well. Zach Jackson asks, does he get touchdowns? And I don't know. This is football.
Yeah, I'm sure there's been a time in his life where he's gotten touchdowns.
Pedersen was dancing towards third base, and it looks like
the Glens Falls pitcher makes a dead sprint out to second base after that call.
Yeah, Cameron Curler was on an absolute sprint out there. He thought they caught Pedersen, and he can't believe that call. It's very similar to a call earlier in the game where Phoenix Hernandez fell down on first and Sam Russo threw behind him, where we thought he was out. Both of them bang plays. Both of them, though, Chris Smith gave a tie to the runner. But Curler can't believe this one.
Budlong actually tensed up on that one. Looked like he was screaming after that call. So seriously unhappy. And as is their coach. He's out there. He's still right in the face of Chris Smith, who has not had an easy night tonight.
Yeah, he didn't have an easy night Wednesday when Tom Whitaker was all over him. Tom Whitaker doing his normal hands on his hips stare down as he can't believe another coach is arguing on the field.
He's looking over there in awe. Decided to take the night off from arguing tonight.
He's been very kind to the umpires.
Absolutely.
The only time he's
you don't see that too often.
Yeah, the only time he's come out to chat was when Viglica and Russo collided at home, but that was just because of the whole ruckus between Glens Falls and Saugerties.
And so it looks like Chris Smith has finally calmed down, the Glens Falls coach. And he's not running back to the dugout like he ran out to second base. And so he's going to take a nice stroll. And Gonzalez is going to get back in the box and get ready to hit.
Here's a 1-1 to Jack. It's a breaking ball low, but he doesn't bite. So the count 2-1. It looked like Pedersen was going to try and take third on that, and looked like he was going to get a tremendous jump.
Yeah, definitely caught him leaning.
Yeah, and it was great awareness by Budlong to step off. He fakes towards second, and Pedersen doing some moves out there, like he's going to go to third. Nobody was covering the bag, so
yeah, so not letting a close call deter him from messing around over on second.
That's a line drive into right field, another base hit. Tom Whitaker sending Pedersen. It's a throw that's cut off, and Pedersen's going to score an RBI single from Jack Gonzalez, and the Stallions take a 2-0 lead.
An interesting call there by the catcher to cut that ball off, as I thought if he had let it go through, it might have had a good shot at maybe 2 bouncing to him. And it would have been bang at the plate, but it would have been closer than just cutting it off. So I'm not sure why he didn't let that one go through.
Yeah, I agree, Kurt. When they fielded it in right field, I thought it was a very gutsy move to send Pedersen.
Absolutely, I thought he could have been a sitting duck there at home.
That's what I thought too. But then the throw did kind of slow down, and
yeah, it was definitely a slow throw, and I think Pedersen would have been in there regardless. But you wonder why you don't at least give it a shot, you know. especially with Budlong. Looks like he was backing up the plate, so even if it got by him, he would be in right there. No runners would have advanced. But either way, that's what the call was, and so Stallions now go up 2-0.
DH Andrew Taft now in the plate. He's got a quick 0-2 count on 2 breaking balls from Budlong. Stallions still have first and second and nobody out. Feinstein replaces Pedersen at second. He also has tremendous speed. He's 4 for 5 on the air in stolen base attempts.
And first and second no outs is usually a pretty great time to throw down a bunt. But with Andrew Taft at the plate, who's 5th in the entire PGCBL with a 367 average, it's unlikely that you're going to see one of those from him.
Yeah, I don't think Andrew has bunted in a game in his entire life.
You don't want to take the bat out of this guy's hands.
1-2 fastball. Taft tries to check his swing but goes around. Call made by Foster West behind the plate, and Andrew Taft knew it, so another big strikeout in a tough situation for Glens Falls pitching. There's now 1 out. That'll bring up the man that you least want to see if you're a Glens Falls fan. It's Tyler Kelder. Kelder is 2 for 3 on the night with a solo home run and a single. And he's red hot. The hottest Stallions hitter coming into the game at 429. He swings and misses. And the count 0-1 on Kelder.
And now the Glens Falls Dragons have another reliever out there in the bullpen. And I can't see what his number is, but maybe Biko can.
No, he's got a weird number, Kurt. Something weird going on with that guy.
Looks like those glasses aren't as flawless as you thought they were.
Yeah. Real disappointing after being able to point out Budlong, as Kelder's got a quick 0-2 count on him. Great breaking ball there from the Dragons lefty. One thing we do know, it's a submariner coming from...
Yeah, real wacky motion out there.
From the right side. Here comes the 0-2 to Kelder. Breaking ball low. Kelder able to check his swing, and some help there behind the plate by Foster West, who blocked that one after it went through the legs of Viglica, so the runners will have to hold up.
Yeah, Dragons really lucked out. As if that one had gone by both Viglica and the umpire, it would have been second and third with 1 out for Tyler Kelder up there, and all he would have had to do was just put it in play.
Yeah, it's something that happens semi-often in baseball. I mean, the umpires are part of the field of play.
Right, you just gotta kind of deal with it.
Another one in the dirt. That one a terrific stop by Viglica, as that one hopped in front of home plate, and he had to really put on a special move to grab that. So now it's a 2-2 count on Kelder. Feinstein off second and Gonzalez off first. Both of them singled already this inning. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Kelder didn't think that was close.
And neither did our scorekeeper, as there's another Bob Gehring septic call there on the home plate umpire. And I believe that's like the 3rd or 4th of the night. More septic calls than we've heard and we've seen in one game in quite a while.
So 2 big strikeouts there for Budlong, and that'll bring up Pat LaGravenese. LaGravenese 2 for 3 on the night with a line out to right and 1 line drive single, and then a beautiful bunt down the third base line for a single. He gets the breaking ball and fouls it straight back. Budlong living off of that. It's a beautiful breaking ball. And looking at the replay of that 2-2 curveball to Kelder, it looked too close to take. It looked like the same ones that was going to fall out of zone, and then it kind of hung right around the bottom of his knees, which is...
Yeah, personally, I didn't think it looked like too bad of a call. And, again, we don't have the greatest view from up here, but, again, too close to take.
Big heads-up play by Matt Feinstein, who takes third as Viglica tries to pick off Jack Gonzalez at first. Gonzalez able to get back safely, and Feinstein took off on the throw. So now it's 1st and 3rd and 2 outs. We'll see if the Stallions send Gonzalez, as Viglica is putting on a play for the Glens Falls infield.
Yeah,
Gonzalez has not attempted to steal a base this year.
Yeah, and threw it over the first to try and get Gonzalez, but forgot about Feinstein over at second. And as you said, good heads up by Feinstein, taking third on that one. So now a base hit will definitely score him.
And that's one of the things you risk when you throw behind the lead runner is giving them extra bases. Feinstein took advantage there.
Absolutely.
It's actually a pickoff move. Budlong fooled me. I thought he was coming home to the Gravenese. He ended up checking on Gonzalez.
Good thing you weren't over there on first.
I know, I would have been in trouble. Big thanks to Armand Klisovic, who says the pitcher warming up is Herberto Casasola, who's actually thrown against the Stallions a couple times this year.
Yeah, I should have known that just from the motion.
That breaking ball doesn't catch the zone, and the count now 3-1 on the Gravenese. Fastball high, so Gravenese walks, and the bases are now loaded for the Stallions catcher, Sam Russo. Russo 0 for 2 on the night with 2 strikeout lookings and a walk.
So that attempt to pick off Gonzalez ended up not being too big of a deal because the bases were going to get loaded anyway. And so now Viglica coming out there to talk to Budlong a little bit.
As we've mentioned before tonight, Russo coming off a 3 RBI night Thursday against Albany.
We're getting a little shout out from our PA announcer. Had to wave to our fan out there. It was waving up at us.
And a big shout out to our sound guy at the stadium tonight, Adam Blank, who's done a phenomenal job in his first night filling in for Dan Pasante.
Yeah, really just plucked him off the street. He had no plans of doing the music tonight, and has really stepped in there and done a phenomenal job.
Russo takes a big hack at Budlong's breaking ball. That's after the 3 hits has fooled a lot of Stallions hitters here, as that one falls outside. So the count now 1-1. It's really what Brandon's been living on so far this 7th inning. The 1-1, another breaking ball, that one high, so the count now 2-1.
So real long inning for Budlong. Throwing a lot of pitches, getting real deep in the count. It's pretty much every batter he's faced.
The 2-1 fouled off back towards Washington Avenue on the right field side, and the count now 2-2 on Russo. Feinstein leads off third, Gonzalez off second, and the Gravenese off third. Stallions have a 2-0 lead, and they're trying to build on it. Nick Massa has thrown 7 shutout innings. James Varela threw 6 innings and only 1 run. He pitched tremendously for Glens Falls as well.
Man, this could be a real big hit here from Russo.
And it's a 3-2 count now, so the runners are going to be set loose on the pitch. This is about as big as it gets. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded.
Absolutely, and only a 2-run lead going into the, I believe, the top of the 8th. And so a huge spot for Russo. A single would really break this game open, putting them up by 4.
Budlong working from the windup, the payoff pitch. Fastball outside, he walks in a run. Sam Russo with his 4th RBI in his 2 games back from the DL, and Stallions take a 3-0 lead as Feinstein steps on home. That'll bring up the second baseman, Jeff Palczewski. Jeff having a great night as well. He's 2 for 3 on the night. 2 singles and a pop out to short.
Yeah, he was 1 for 1 with 2 singles, which was pretty incredible.
You don't see that very often.
I've never seen that before.
He takes a big bender from Budlong for a strike.
And when Budlong gets that curveball over the plate, it's really real effective.
Yeah, he just threw it again to
That's
Palczewski.
another one. You know, he hasn't been throwing it for a strike every time, but when he does, the Stallions hitters have had a lot of trouble putting it in play.
So it's an 0-2 count on Polcheski, just trying to put the ball in play here and make something happen. Another breaking ball, that went outside, so the count now 1-2. As we've seen in the past two Stallions games, a 3-run lead is not enough. Glens Falls was able to come back from that Wednesday night and take a 6-4 lead before the Stallions came back and won 8-7. As the 1-2 is a little loopy liner into left field. It's a base hit over the head of Hernandez. And 2 runs are going to score as LaGravenese comes around after Gonzalez. It's a big 2 RBI single for Jeff Polcheski, his 3rd single of the night. Stallions take a 5-0 lead.
And what a dramatic hit that was, Beeks, as that was not hit hard by any means, but it just kind of floated up in the air. And it looked like the shortstop, Phoenix Hernandez, was going to have a chance to catch it, just running out there. And as I said, the ball hung up in the air what it seemed like forever. Everyone just sitting, waiting to see what was going to happen, and it just barely got over the glove of Hernandez. And so a huge hit from Jeff Polcheski, 2 RBI single to put him up by 5.
And Polcheski will knock Budlong out of the game. Tough inning for Budlong, who got first and second and looked like he was going to get out of it unharmed after he struck out Taft and Kelder, but then LaGravenese, Russo, and Polcheski all make him pay. So it'll be first and second and 2 outs with the Stallions with a 5-0 lead for the top of the order, Nick Campana, as the man who's warming up in the bullpen, Heriberto Casasola, will come in and try and get the Stallions leadoff man.
Yeah, Casasola, the 5'10", 190-pound righty out of Panama City, Panama.
It's a long trip up to Saugerties.
We got a foreigner out here playing in the PGCBL. You'll love to see that. And he is going to be a freshman this upcoming season at Reinhardt College or University. Never heard of that one. But either way, that's where this submariner will be playing next year.
Yeah, Casasola has been fantastic in the PGCBL this summer. He's thrown 11 innings and only given up 3 earned runs, which is a 2.45 ERA. And he has walked 7 but struck out 10. He does have 1 save on the air, so great start to the summer for Casasola, as Curler's going to one of his best from the pen to, just for damage control, try and keep this game within reach. It's already 5-0.
I mean, initially they had him warming up when it was a 2-0 game, and so it looked like it was definitely going to be necessary to have him come in and try and hold it to 2-0. But then Budlong gave up 3 more runs. Stallions really broke it open, and I mean, Casasola was the only guy he had warm. And so that's who we went to right now, even though it's not quite as crucial as it was earlier on.
Yeah, and it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback, Kurt, but Casasola, the submariner, extra tough on righties. So once LaGravenese was on, maybe it was time to bring him in for Russo, and Russo ended up getting walked. Polcheski, with the big 2-out single. And
yeah, if you had pulled the trigger a little earlier and made that call to the bullpen, it might not be as big of a lead for the Stallions, but also it could be just the same or more, so you never really know. But either way, the Dragons are now in a pretty big hole in the bottom of the 7th, down by 5 runs. They still got to get out of this inning.
So we'll see how Casasola, the kid from Panama City, can do here against Campana. Nick Campana so far 0 for 3 on the night. He was plunked on the first pitch of the game, but since then has flown out to second, popped out to the catcher, and grounded out to third. He's got Sam Russo on second and Jeff Polcheski on first here with 2 away. And he takes a fastball a little up and in for a ball. A number fouled off, so count now 1-1 on Campana.
I'll tell you what, Beeks, that is a really funky motion up there. He's basically coming all the way from, he's completely on coming submarine, and the ball has quite a bit of tail on it every pitch, no matter what. And definitely something that these Stallions hitters are going to have to get used to. You don't see that too often.
1-1 high in the count, 2-1. Yeah, Kurt, you and I have only faced a handful of submariners in our time, and
yeah, right. We've been playing since we were really young. And it's something. I mean, when you face it,
it's a surprise.
It's definitely not something easy to pick up.
Another foul ball for Campana, so the count now 2-2. And even at the highest level, you don't see it so often. I mean,
no, it's definitely one of the hardest things in baseball to master. You know, I mean, even if you can throw strikes as a submariner, which I mean that in itself is a tough task. To throw strikes in different locations, you know, putting it.
It's a line drive base hit into right field. Whitaker is going to hold Russo, though, as that one was absolutely ripped, and Nay's going to get it in quick. It's a single, but the bases are now juiced for Luke Pedersen. So Campana able to handle the submarine.
Yeah, just as I was saying, it's tough to pick up. Campana absolutely takes one out to right field. But as I was saying, yeah, like it's one thing to be able to throw strikes, you know, in that sidearm motion. But it's another to be able to locate them as well, and that's something crucial in baseball because, you know, once you get facing good hitters, it doesn't matter what arm motion you're coming from. If you throw a strike in there, they're gonna hammer it. So you really got to be able to, you know, place it high and outside, or you know, low and inside, wherever you want to put it, and even mix a couple off speed as well, because that'll make it really effective. So only a couple MLBers go truly from the sidearm. You know, Darren O'Day being one of the more famous ones.
Yeah, Darren O'Day and Pat Neshek, probably the only two I could. Well, maybe Mike Myers. Right.
Darren O'Day has had great success for the Orioles in his career.
Luke Pedersen with a 2-0 count. He decides to swing pretty late and fouls it almost 180 degrees across from him towards the Stallions dugout.
Watch out here at Cantine, wherever you are, but especially us up in the booth. Lefty foul balls pretty much come right at us almost every time. So really got to be heads up. Hasn't been quite as bad this year as it was last year.
Here's the 2-1 to Pedersen. Line drive. Oh, just misses extra bases down the left field line, and it's a 2-2 count. That's the second time Pedersen has just missed the left field line.
He really enjoys slapping the ball. I can only think of a handful of times I've seen Pedersen pull one. Sticks his hands out there and sends line drives right over the shortstop and third baseman's heads.
Yeah, it's certainly effective for him, hitting over 300 this year and actually led the Big Ten in batting average, hitting over 350, which is unbelievable. And a long time ago, he started this inning off with a hit by pitch and came around to score. He's having a heck of a night. The 2-2 to Pedersen, he fouls it straight over Kurt and my heads, and the count will stay 2-2.
Just spoiling that one. Looking to get a little better pitch next time.
Here's another 2-2 to Luke. Swing and a miss. Casasola is able to strike out Pedersen, but the damage is done. The Stallions score 4 runs and take a 5-0 lead after 7 innings of play from the Morse Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. Top of the 8th coming out. We'll see if Nick Massa's out there for his 8th inning of work.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal tonight. Whole bunch of strikeouts, 7 shutout innings. And with a 5-0 lead now, he can relax a little bit. If he's even still out there. We'll see what Tommy Whitaker does. But while we got the chance, Beaks, we only got 1 inning left. And so we might as well tell these people one last time what they can be winning tonight for our Saugerties Stallions broadcast promotion. This beautiful white hat, Saugerties Stallions, could be yours. All you got to do is comment on this post. There's 188 comments so far. And me and Biko had a predetermined number that we showed before the game. And if you're that number comment, we have a couple of our interns count the number comments. And if you're that number comment, we'll ship it right up and send it right to you. So if you're still watching and you haven't commented, please do so, and you could possibly win this hat. And if you're a Dragons fan, you know, you can still have it, or you can decline it, either one.
It could be a good hat to accessorize with if you're wearing, you know, trying to get a white-on-white outfit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a real stylish hat, real stylish, comfortable. And I mean, Biko doesn't really do it justice, but I'm sure any of you that put it on would look phenomenal.
You're always ragging me on how I wear my hats on top of my headset, and you know what? It really brings me down, Kurt. Looks like Kurt's mic was muted for a while.
I'm not sure when it got muted, but it did get muted. And thank you, Stephanie Farkas, for letting me know. That's really unfortunate. I don't know. I'm not sure when that got muted. Unless Biko's playing tricks on me over there.
No, I didn't mute you right before you dissed my styling or anything. I think it was just karma there, Kurt. Preemptive karma.
Well, for those of you who didn't hear, comment on this post and you can win. You can win the hat. As we're now in a little mute war. Yeah, just comment. You can win the hat. We picked a number. We have our interns count it down. And while you're at it, you know, like and share the post if you enjoy me and Biko's antics. I'm a little upset with him at the moment, but
I'm having a good time tonight.
Either way, please like and share. We're trying to get a lot of exposure. It's a lot of fun doing this, and we need your help to. There's a bug on here. Getting as much support as we can. So comment on it. We have 193 comments so far, and so a lot of people have chances to win the hat. And you know the comment button is right in between the like and share button, so you might as well just click on them as well. And hopefully you'll be able to hear me the rest of the game if Biko doesn't mute me again.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You might hear him, you might not.
Bye.
Nick Massa threw 7 beautiful shutout innings. His night is over. Tom Whitaker will go to another one of his tremendous pitchers so far. He hasn't thrown a whole lot, but Joe Nellis from Johnstown, New York, coming out of St. John's, the big lefty, has been lights out in the few innings he's thrown. He has thrown 2, and he hasn't given up a hit or a run.
And 2 strikeouts in those 2 innings. And so not a whole lot of action for him so far.
He's got 7, 8, 9 here for Glens Falls. Phoenix Hernandez, Dalton Nay, and then Brandon Torres. Hernandez 0 for 2 on the night, and he's got a quick 0-2 count on him here. So far, Phoenix has grounded out to the pitcher, and he also grounded into a fielder's choice. Both times ground balls to Massa on the mound, but the second time he went to third to snag Lowndes. It's a 3-pitch strikeout to start out the top of the 8th for Joe Nellis.
Eric Schuer really laying into me here. Saying some of my best work is when I'm on mute.
That's a great point, Eric. I completely agree.
That really hurts to hear. I was having a pretty good day, and that brought it way down, for sure.
Dalton Nay, the right fielder, in at the box. He's 0 for 2. Flew out to center and also struck out against Massa.
And, you know, Biko, if you just want to mute me again, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, now you're making me feel bad.
I'm sure the people would be very happy. And yeah, that one hurts.
The final line on Nick Massa, who was lights out tonight, is 7 innings pitched. He only allowed 2 hits, did not allow a run, did not walk anybody, and struck out 10. He was pretty unhittable tonight. Well, he was pretty too hittable. He gave up a blue pit to Vaglica, and then the batter after that, Ryan Beamish, hit a line drive into right field. Feinstein was able to nab Vaglica at home. As Nellis walks Nay on 5 pitches. That's Nellis's first base runner allowed this year. And that'll bring up Brandon Torres, the third baseman, who is 0 for 2. He grounded out to shortstop. And he also struck out. He was the first strikeout of Nick Massa's 4 strikeout 6th. He actually reached base and then got to second on a balk, but was held up there.
And Vicky Gordon here saying, "What? They took my nephew out?" And I'm assuming your nephew is Nick Massa, based on recent events. And I got to agree with you. Massa was pitching really well, throwing the shutout through 7. And I feel like the only reason they might have taken him out is because the Stallions are now up by 5, and so they want to get a little bit of work in for some of the other guys. Massa also probably threw quite a few pitches. You know, he was pitching really well, not getting deep in the counts, but also, you know, striking out so many guys like that. The pitches really add up. So probably getting a little tired out there. Didn't want to overwork him on the night, and get a little action for some of their bullpen.
Yeah, Nick has been phenomenal all year, and he was unbelievable tonight. He only faced 3 batters above the minimum. He faced 24 batters in 7 innings of work. But you're right, striking out 10, those pitches add up as Joe Nellis now walks Torres on 4 straight pitches. So 8 out of the last 9 from Nellis are balls, and Russo will come out and chat with him as it's now the top of the order for Glens Falls, and this is exactly what we saw happen Wednesday and Thursday night turned into rallies for Glens Falls and Albany.
Yeah, right, which brings to an even better point by Vicky Gordon is that, you know, if you got the hot pitcher in there, you might as well just leave him in. You know, if he's pitching so well, you might as well let him finish up the game. And I mean, to an extent, you definitely got to have confidence in your bullpen, but especially after those couple games where the bullpen did, in fact, end up giving up a bunch of runs and the Stallions lost the games. You think you would possibly learn from that and leave your hot starter in.
Nellis now has the leadoff man and center fielder Brian Uliana, one of the best hitters for Glens Falls. So far tonight, he's 0 for 3, though. He had 2 strikeouts and a fly out to left against Massa. As it's a fastball high, that's 9 straight balls from Nellis, as he's just trying to find the zone here. This is something we didn't see in the first 2 innings he threw this year. He was lights out so far. He's coming off of Tommy John surgery, so just getting used to being on the mound again. That one bounces and gets away from Russo, but he's able to keep it close enough to him so that Ney and Torres cannot advance. But it's a 3-0 count now on Uliana.
Yeah, and coming back from Tommy John, that's definitely not an easy thing to do. I mean, Tommy John, you're usually out for about 12 months or more. And so not pitching for that long can really take you out of a groove. And as we said before, he's only thrown 2 innings so far this year. And, you know, the walks are coming, and they're still coming.
Yeah.
But definitely takes a little while to get back into that groove, you know.
That's another 4-pitch walk there for Nellis, as that one will bring Steve Freer out to the mound, as the bases are full here. There is one out, though, because he started out the inning with a 3-pitch strikeout of Phoenix Hernandez. Matt Hamill, the second baseman, will step up to the plate with the bases juiced and 1 away. He is also 0 for 3. With a pop out to Kelder at third, a ground out to Massa, and then a strikeout himself.
And it looks like we might have a pinch hitter here for the Glens Falls Dragons. And it, in fact, is. So coming in to hit right now is number 2, Nicholas Jacques, a 5'11", 175-pound righty out of Ballston Spa, New York. He's coming off his freshman season at Lemoyne.
Yeah, he comes in hitting .222. Hasn't had a whole lot of at-bats this year. He is 6 for 27. Does have 2 RBIs. He has 2 walks on the year and 8 strikeouts. That fastball around the bottom of the knees for a called strike. So whatever Steve Freer said to Nellis, it turned into a strike there, his first in the past 12 pitches.
And after walking 3 guys, that's all you really want. I mean, you know, it's walking 3 guys is not good. And so really at that point, you just really want to throw strikes. And if you get hit, you get hit. But at least you're not giving them free bases, you know.
Yeah, Nellis has such great speed on his fastball. As long as he's thrown over for a strike, it's going to be tough to hit. As that one bounces, another tremendous stop by Sam Russo, who has had another great night behind the plate. I mean, we've said it so many times this year, but Russo and Powell have been really 2 brick walls behind home so far. They go game upon game without giving up any pass balls or wild pitches even.
Not a whole lot gets by them, and now Nellis coming in, actually spiking a whole lot of them in the dirt. His pitches, he's can't quite find the release point. Seems to be a little low, and so Rousseau back there getting bombarded with a lot of pitches in the dirt, having to block them, and he's done a fantastic job so far this inning. And if Nellis can just bring it up a little bit, he'll be right around the zone.
3-1, fastball called strike, and it's now a 3-2 count on Hamill. Or on the pinch hitter, Jacques, sorry.
So Nellis stepping off and taking a little time before this next pitch.
With the bases loaded, he's going from the windup. The payoff pitch, fouled straight back into the netting. He went after Jacques, and Jacques was on it, fouled it straight back. So count will remain 3-2.
And that could be a really big spoil there for Jacques, as you know, Nellis is having trouble finding the zone, and so a simple spoil like that could get him an RBI walk later on this pitch. We'll see what Nellis can do here.
Another one right at him, and Jacques able to spoil it again. That one into the stands right down the first base line. So Jacques battling up there. Nellis has found the zone, and he's going right after him. Ney is on third, Torres on second, Uliana on first. Glens Falls trying to close this 5-0 gap, as it's a breaking ball, swing and a miss. Tremendous pitch by Joe Nellis, as he hadn't thrown a breaking ball all inning, and 3-2 he is able to get Jacques swinging. Gutsy call there by Russo and Nellis.
So that's going to bring up the 3-hitter, catcher Anthony Vaglica, and so far in the night he is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a single. He also has a stolen base.
Vaglica hits a little nubber, but looks like Jack Gonzalez is over there and will make the catch. So Joe Nellis walks 3 guys just for fun to get a strikeout and a pop-up, and the Stallions still lead 5-0 going into the bottom of the 8th inning from the Morris Computer Broadcast booth here at Cantine Field.
Yeah, Nellis just wanted to make things exciting right there. You know, he thought the game was getting a little too boring. You know, not a whole lot of Glens Falls guys were getting on base, so he loaded them up before he decided to get the 3 outs.
Yeah, well, the man hadn't allowed a base runner this year so far, so he wanted to get some pressure pitching at least, instead of you know, all this easy pitching with nobody on base.
He 100% meant to do that.
I like what he did there.
Yeah, real gutsy call, but it worked out for him.
It'll be a new pitcher in for Casasola, who actually came in, gave up a single to Campana, and then got a big strikeout of Pedersen with the bases loaded. It'll be Aaron Cook, the 6'1". Well, actually, no, it's not Aaron Cook. It's a lefty wearing Aaron Cook's number 15, so we'll get you the name on him when we figure out who it is.
And all these teams, they really do some funky stuff with their jerseys. We go on their roster and expect the numbers to be correct, and I'd say a good 50% of the time they're usually not.
Yeah, well, I mean, Amsterdam's the most atrocious. They have like 11 number zeros on the lineup. Glens Falls is normally pretty good, but
they really mess with us. And so we'll get you a name for this guy as soon as we get it.
That we will. Whoever it is, they've commandeered Ryan Cook's jersey. I'm gonna take a trip down to Rob Vanderbeck, the PA announcer, and see if he has any insight in who this is.
Yeah, sounds good, Beeks. And so coming up for the Stallions is the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Matt Feinstein, Jack Gonzalez, and Andrew Taft, which is a pretty, sounds like they could put up some more runs here. And they're up 5-0, so trying to add to that. Glens Falls has another guy in the bullpen waiting in case this guy gets into some trouble. So all their new pitchers on extremely short leashes.
The new pitcher is Connor Romano.
Just as we get it from Armand again. He's been on top of it whenever we can't figure out who a player is.
Yeah, Rob's a professional.
No, not Rob. Armand.
Oh, Armand got us, but he beat Rob to it.
He as soon as you said it, he commented it as well. So he's been coming up clutch for us. Thank you so much, Armand.
Yeah, Romano actually in his first outing of the year, he's not on the roster for Glens Falls, so a new addition, new to the Stallions, who have already played Glens Falls a bunch this year. Matt Feinstein will take his hacks against the lefty for Glens Falls. It's 3-4-5 here in the bottom of the 8th. Stallions trying to add to their 5-0 lead. Feinstein 2 for 4 on the night with a run scored and a pair of singles. As he takes a called strike on that one, count 1-1. The 1-1 fastball low and the count 2-1. Mario Viglica says, "I'll take the hat, guys. Send it home with Anthony." And you know, if you're the winner, Mario, that's actually a great way to get it to you. We'll get it right to the Glens Falls catcher.
Might as well.
It's a 3-1 count now on Feinstein.
That promotion is coming up soon. Actually, after this inning, I think I'm gonna have one of the interns do the counting and see who our winner is.
Yeah, we'll probably put Doug on the task. As that's a called strike 3. Feinstein can't believe it. He was unhappy with the first strike call, and he's unhappy with that one as well. He had thrown his bat, which we've seen happen a few times for Stallions and opposing players alike. As looking at the replay, that one was outside. Viglica had to reach out of the zone a little bit, but still not an outrageous call from Foster West behind home. So now it's a payoff pitch to Feinstein, who's third in the PGCBL with his 20 walks. And he fouls it off, last second swinging, straight into the right field fence. And we'll do a payoff pitch again. Romano winds and delivers. Another fastball and another one fouled down the right field line. That one out towards Washington Avenue. So Feinstein battling, Romano going right after him. Stallions had only scored 1 run in 6 innings against James Varela, the starter, but they were able to get 4 runs off of Brandon Budlong last inning, and it's a swing and a miss. A big strikeout there to start out the bottom of the 8th inning as Romano wins the battle against Feinstein. And that'll bring up the Stallions' first baseman, Jack Gonzalez. Jack 1 for 3 on the night with a single, an RBI, and a run scored. He did strike out twice against Varela. He also walked. It's a line drive up the middle. That's a laser for a base hit. Gonzalez is going to take a huge round of first, but he's going to stay right there as Juliana got it into second in plenty of time. Gonzalez would have been dead at second, but he's got his second hit of the night, and the Stallions have a man on first with 1 away for Andrew Taft. Taft is 0 for 4 on the day with a pair of strikeouts and a pair of ground outs as well.
Yeah, real nice swing there from Gonzalez. Kind of inside out of that one. Got his hands right in tight with him, got the barrel of the bat on the ball, and just sent it right back where it came from, up the middle.
Taft takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Taft, the only Stallion so far tonight not to reach base. Fastball low and away, so the count 1-1. Connie L. Cummings says Cook not on the team anymore. So that's good to know. Romano didn't commandeer his number. He just took his number when Cook was removed from the team.
Yeah, either removed or just decided he wasn't really feeling it anymore.
However, he left the team. And
however, they decided to part ways.
If any of you have any more information on Connor Romano, on what school he's from, and well, that's basically what we're looking for. But
yeah, we'd love to hear it.
As of now, he's a man without a school. 1-2 to Taft. Breaking ball just misses, and the count now 2-2. Taft came into the game 10th in the PGCBL with his 18 strikeouts, but those 18 were actually second just a few weeks ago. He's been staying away from the K's. As that fastball is low, and the count now 3-2 before his 2 tonight.
Yeah, that probably brought him up towards the top of the leaderboard again. But along with those Ks, he's also has a pretty solid 367 batting average. And so, you know, I would take a couple strikeouts for for a 367 average any day.
I completely agree, Kurt, as Taft is able to foul off the 3-2 breaking ball. Gonzalez over at first, not a big threat to run. He hasn't tried to steal a base so far this year, as Armand says he's from the University of Rhode Island. Thank you so much, Armand.
Oh, man, 3 for 3. He's right on top of it. Our Glens Falls go-to guy.
Another payoff pitch, and now every Stallion has reached base tonight as Taft works the one-out walk. It's first and second now for Tyler Kelder. Kelder has been one of the most dangerous Stallions as of late. He's 2 for 4 on the night with a big solo home run and a single. He's also struck out and grounded out to short on a great play by Phoenix Hernandez. Kelder takes a fastball up and out and the count 1-0. So Romano just coming off his freshman year, says Armand, and I tell you what, Armand, after being 3 for 3, I believe you're right on that one too.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna take your word for it.
You have our full faith. Here's the 1-0. Fastball low in the count 2-0. A little interesting trick there by Viglica as he kind of kicked with his left foot as if to try and deke Kelder. That was going to be an inside pitch with him shifting over there and then set up on the outside corner. That's a ground ball up the middle and a great stop. Taft is out at second. I can't believe he was out there. It looked like he was kind of jogging. And so I thought that was going to be a single for Tyler Kelder, but it's actually going to be a fielder's choice.
Yeah, really incredible play there by the Glens Falls second baseman. It was Matt Hamill. I'm not exactly sure who it is now. It might be Nick Jock. But regardless, full extension, lays out for that one. Just kind of pops out of his glove. But as you said, Taft either was kind of dogging it to second base or just didn't get a good jump, or I don't know what happened, but he was able to go grab the ball and make the flip to the shortstop at second base to get him out.
So Pat LaGravenese will step in against Romano with first and third and 2 away, and he has a swing and a miss on some off speed. Pat's 2 for 3 on the night with a line out to right, a line drive single and a bunt for single, as well as a walk, and he's scored 1 run. Quickly down 0-2 though here. Armand says Romano from Minnesink Valley, New York.
I don't know where you're getting your information, Armand, but we really appreciate it. You're on top of it every single time.
Yeah, it's a 3-pitch strikeout of LaGravenese. Pat doesn't agree with the call, but the call is made. So good inning here. The first one of the year for Connor Romano is a couple guys get on, but he's able to get out of it without giving up a run. It's 5-0 going into the top of the 9th inning. Last licks for Glens Falls from the Morris broadcast booth here at Cantine Field.
And Biko, it's going into the top of the 9th inning. You know what that means?
It's time to give away a hat.
It's time to give away a hat. Absolutely. Looking forward to it all night. We had a ton of comments tonight, 216.
Can't wait to pass this hat on to one of our fans' heads.
Yeah, unfortunately, there can only be one winner out of those 217 comments now. And we had one of our interns, Doug, over there, do the counting. And the winner of this White Saugerties Stallions hat tonight is Catherine Davies. For her comment, I believe she said, let's bring home the boys. I believe she was referring to when the Stallions had a couple of base runners on, and she wanted to bring them home.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Hit them into home. And that comment, Catherine, got you. You'll be bringing home this Saugerties Stallions hat, all for commenting that. And so congratulations to you, and
congrats.
Thank you to everybody else who commented on this. It's really great to see so much support tonight. Got almost 60 likes, up around 2,000 views. It's really incredible having all you guys listen to us, getting us a whole lot of exposure. And so thank you everyone who commented, liked, shared it. And if you haven't already, please do that for us. We would really appreciate it. And we hope you enjoy the broadcast, and we still got a bit more baseball to play, so we'll get back to that.
Sorry, Mario Baglica, who really wanted it, and everyone else who really wanted the hat.
Yeah, it's been a real popular promotion, and I definitely feel bad that we can only give one away.
That's right.
Because there's a lot of people who have some phenomenal comments.
If it was up to Kurt and I, we'd be going into the pro shop and taking one of everything.
I would be giving hats, shorts, all sorts of stuff away to you guys.
Yeah, really swag you out.
But they don't let us do that, unfortunately.
So Joe Nellis's night will be done. He's now thrown 3 innings for the Stallions. Has not given up a run, although he added 3 walks, as we mentioned, just for fun tonight. It'll be Drew Farkas, the 6-foot lefty from Southington, Connecticut, and from the University of Hartford, in for the Stallions.
Yeah, Farkas so far this year had 5 appearances. He's thrown 14 2/3 innings, and he's given up 19 runs on 19 hits, only 13 of them earned. And so, little rough patch so far in the PGCBL. He's got a 7.97 ERA, but a good chance to lower that a little bit right here.
Yeah, he'll have 4, 5, 6 here in the top of the 9th with a 5-run lead as Ryan Beamish steps up to the plate and takes a fastball for a called strike. Beamish 1 for 3 on the night. He's hit the ball very hard twice. He's got the line drive single and also ripped one to Campana that ended up being a line out to center. And he hits a pop fly down the right field line. Looks like Jack Gonzalez is over, and he'll make the catch in foul territory for the first out here in the 9th.
And the boy here top of the 9th, batters DH and Lowndes.
So that's going to bring up the DH for the Dragons, Dan Lowndes, who is currently 0 for 2 on the night, with a strikeout, a ground out to short, and a hit by pitch.
Lowndes swings and misses at a high fastball. And the count 0-1. Breaking ball called strike. Quick 0-2 count here for Farkas.
Yeah, Drew coming in, not messing around, going right at these Dragons hitters. He wants to end this game sooner rather than later.
It's another pop-up in foul territory. Going to be a really long run for Gonzalez this time. And he just misses the catch. He had to go a long ways and tried to Willie Mays it over the shoulder, but it was just out of reach. So Lowndes will stay alive.
And here we go. Gonzalez taking a little jog back. He had to run quite a long ways for that one. And so Farkas giving him a little chance to catch his breath.
And that one's outside, so the count now 1-2. And Armand literally on everything. He says that was Anthony Butler pinch hitting for Beamish. And you're right. As I saw him running off, I noticed he was 28, and I was just about to mention that. So Anthony Butler, one of the catchers on the Dragons, got the pinch hit pop-up there for Beamish, and Farkas able to get the strikeout on Lowndes there. There's 2 away. And it'll be another pinch hitter for Glens Falls.
I believe you said that's number 36.
Yeah, it's Brian Wazalewski. We've seen Brian play a few nights here at Cantine so far. He's been getting a few starts.
Yeah, Wazalewski, 6'2", 215-pound righty, out of Cheektowaga, New York. Quite a wacky name for his hometown.
He hits a ground ball up the middle. Tough play for Palczewski, who throws, and it's going to be out of the reach of Gonzalez. So Wazalewski's going to go to second on the throwing error, and that's where he will stay with 2 outs. That was a very tough play up the middle for Palczewski, and Gonzalez just not able to get it on the full dive.
Yeah, it was impressive that Palczewski got over to that ball, but kind of had to rush the throw a little bit, and he was a little bit off balance as well and just couldn't quite get it over to Gonzalez. And so game not over quite yet for the Dragons, as that'll bring up number 25, shortstop Phoenix Hernandez.
Phoenix 0 for 3 on the night so far with a strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a ground out back to Massa. And he fouls that one off to the first base side, out of play. Wazalewski over at second. Not in a stealing situation, but he is 1 for 1 on the year in stolen base attempts. As that breaking ball called strike, and Farkas once again 1 strike away from ending the game.
Muggsy Beresheim saying, "Kurt, bring the hurt." And Muggsy, that's just a given at this point. You got to know that, you know, when Kurt's around, the hurt follows shortly after me.
Farkas missed outside with the fastball, so the count now 1-2 on Phoenix.
And he also says, "Bring in Lizette. He has a good curve," and you're also right about that on so many levels, Muggs.
Farkas comes home. Fastball popped foul, so Phoenix able to stay alive on that one. That one will go out to Washington Avenue. Somehow makes a boing sound as it hits the ground.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever heard that. But
sound guy Adam Blank will have to answer for that.
Yeah, well, a couple chuckles from the quick boing. And so Saugerties fans are up and clapping their way, hoping that Farkas can end this game right here. And Hernandez quickly quiets him with a little timeout. Vice President Scott Wickham did not stop the whole time, and he gets it going again. The whole crowd is clapping along.
Here's another 1-2. Breaking ball popped up. Should be in play. Another long run for Gonzalez, who's had a lot of work this inning, and he'll finish it off in foul territory with the catch. So the Stallions blink Glens Falls 5-0 behind. A tremendous pitching performance from Nick Massa, and then some good innings from Joe Nellis and Drew Farkas. And just like that, Stallions on a 3-game winning streak after their 4-game losing streak.
Absolutely. That's kind of been the story of the season. You know, they'll win a few games and then lose a couple as well. So a whole bunch of real streaky team, but right now they're on the up and up.
Yeah, the Stallions improved to 13-9 with the win, and Glens Falls drops to 8-15. Glens Falls coming into the game was 4.5 behind the Stallions. They are 4th and 5th place in the East, respectively.
Yeah, phenomenal game all around. Great pitching by Nick Massa. Came in through 7 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts. And I'm sure that you'll see him on my post-game interview show, Kurt's Corner. And so be sure that after you tune out of this one, check that out as well, as I'll be asking him some questions about the great night he had.
Yeah, it was a great pitching performance. It was a great duel from the starters. James Varela threw 6 innings, only 1 run on 6 hits and 2 walks and 5 Ks. He was out-dueled by Massa, but a tremendous pitching performance by him as well.
Yeah, honestly, real tight game right up until the end. It was 1-0 until Stallions put up a big 4 spot in the bottom of the 7th inning, and then after that, it looked like the Dragons kind of gave up. And so good win from the Saugerties Stallions, and they're gonna look to keep this streak going tomorrow night, as they have another home game.
Yeah, against one of the best teams in the league, the Jamestown Jammers, right up there with the Amsterdam Mohawks.
Yeah, so they got a tough game tomorrow, but if they can bring the momentum from this game into that, then they should have a pretty good chance. 7 o'clock game. Me and Biko will be here to broadcast the game again, and so thank you everyone who tuned into this game, and if you enjoyed it, then you can tune in tomorrow again. And also, I'm going to say one last time, just please like and share this post if you enjoyed it. We really love doing the broadcast for all of you, and we would appreciate getting some more exposure, and we need your help. I actually saw a comment I really liked earlier that I wanted to bring up. Didn't really get a chance to do it, but Wendy Sumser Russo says, "Don't know which I like watching more, the game or you two. You guys are great." And Eric Schuer made me feel pretty terrible before, and that really brought my spirits right back up. So we really appreciate that, Wendy.
Yeah,
and
thank you,
that's
Andy.
that's why we come out and do this every game.
Thanks to Eric Schuer for making us smile, making me happy, making Kurt sad.
But it's all in good fun, and so thanks again to everyone who tuned in. gonna be tuning out shortly, and now that I mentioned it, that's it for us. We're gonna tune out.
Make sure to tune in to Kurt's Corner with Curtis and Nick Massa after the game. Stallions win this one 5-0. Big thank you, Biko.